OG, bless
Got
the
it?
room,
We good?
please. We're good.
All right. This is Balaclava Diaries, Toxic Time Edition. We're finessing. We're not admitting to anything. We're ruining your credit, and we're leaving you with bad mind vibes.
Speak for yourself, bro.
I am the OG Mac
I'm not
G.
trying to scare.
To the left of me is the human computer Steve. Him and Vibes Cartel are in close communication right now. I heard Vibes might get out. Over there is Incognegro. He's finessing, still holding strong on his celibacy.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ, I can't understand it, but it works.
It
So-
does work.
Today's show is brought to you by, what is it brought to you by?
Valentine's Day, bros.
Valentine's,
Valentine's
Day.
Day
Fuck that
episode.
shit. I don't fuck with no Valentine's Day. You
Whoa.
can't show me love on February 5th. Don't bother show me love on February 14th.
You said
Who
facts?
hurt you, bro?
You said facts to that?
Today.
What's
Today he's
February
talking
5th?
about-
Just
I
another
don't know
day,
why
just
he's
like
talking about
Valentine's
today.
Day.
This is terrible.
It's
bro.
just another fucking day, just like Valentine's Day. Yo. Show me love all the
My
time.
credit is great, sir.
All right, so we're here for a Valentine's Day episode. Thank you all for coming. As OG said earlier off mic, lovely to see all you beautiful people in here. I wanted to start this episode with educating you all on the origin of Valentine's Day. None of you seem interested in that. You're interested?
The girl
just
don't want to
doing-
know, yo.
It's just a quick rundown. Valentine's Day, also known as Saint Valentine's Day or the Feast of Saint Valentine, is celebrated annually on February 14th, as you guys all know. It originated as a Christian feast, so it's a religious thing. Okay? Now, this is honoring one or two early Christian martyrs named Saint Valentine. So, with that knowledge that you guys all learned today, how do we figure we made it to what Valentine's is today? Do you understand the question I'm talking about? How did we make it here? How did we get to us spending money on our loved ones from two mans dying in the 18th century?
It's easy, fam. It's an easy answer.
Give
No.
me an answer if it's an
A
easy
man
one.
seen a lick and got a check. He was like, yo, this is about love. It sounds like love. The name Valentine's sounds like motherfucking love. So I'm gonna fucking reap
That's
off
how it
this.
happened?
It probably started off from a nigga just selling roses, giving out roses like we are today. You know what I'm saying? Then it vamped up, and next man seen him give out roses. Now roses are $4.99 next year.
Let me,
You know
let
what
me
I'm
cut it.
saying?
Let me cut it real
And
quick.
then, you
They've
know,
been doing it since the 14th
Let this brother
century,
get
though.
that.
Let me cut it real quick. Initially, it started as a feast, right?
Yes.
Now it's a feast of love. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're
relax.
just celebrating.
feasting
going
on the
crazy.
flesh.
Like, you can fleece on my love all
You can
want,
take it
bro.
like that if you
Pause.
want to, but it's a
Relax.
feast, it's a celebration.
Dirty.
Relax. Man said
Still on
feast on
brand.
his love. Relax.
Flesh in it.
So a feast of love is what you're saying.
Exactly.
There's a lot of love to feast on, bro.
A lot of love to
Pause.
feast on.
It's like a feast of wasting money. That's why I see it as.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
How did we get to marketing from a feast to honor martyred people?
I don't want to get too deep, but it's like more women kind of realizing that sex sells. So they kind of had to, capitalize on that. And then it turned into something that men took over to, a business. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
take me
They
down.
feasting on
Wait
our
a minute.
love.
Take me down the timeline, please.
Oh, Lord.
How did we get from a martyred man to women using sex to sell?
I mean,
I know nobody can answer this question in the room. That's why I'm asking.
It's not like you would
Because-
know about sex.
Yo, chill out.
That's wild.
Chill out.
Oh, it's all about a check, fam. I don't know why everybody's trying to get so philosophical right now. Let's keep
No,
it
no,
real, yo.
it's me
A man
who's
said,
trying to
yo,
get
I
philosophical.
can get a check. Let's get a check. We found out other ways to make people fall in love. We're going to make this the love day. This has the name that bounces with Valentine's. Love and
And
Valentine's.
I agree
You
with
see what I'm
that as
saying?
well. As
And they
long,
just put
along
a
with
number
like
on it. See
a
what I'm
lot of
saying?
holidays, right? Like
Christmas.
they've capitalized on a lot of holidays to
Easter.
show ways to express
fact.
love to our loved ones. So they've made it about like spending money. Like it's all about spending money to express love. The government or them. Let me just say them. Is trying to use ways to capitalize off of love and off of showing that you love someone.
That's like a common thing, though. Like you guys like? Does anyone here know about De Beers and like engagement rings, for example?
Yo.
It's like engagement rings are
Diamonds
like a
are
modern thing that
alive,
lasts like
fam.
100 years, and it all came from fucking De Beers, which is like the diamond mining company. Is they literally just started marketing fucking buy your like yeah,
Yes,
buy your
diamonds are a
woman
woman's
like
best
a
friend.
ring as an engagement ring, but engagement rings are like 100 years ago. That shit didn't exist.
You need a mic, miss. Hold on. You need a mic.
Sorry. If you look at it though, if you look at the diamonds and what engagement rings stand for as marriage, which is a contract between men and women, who created that? Is that not?
That's my question.
Yeah.
De Beers created it.
Exactly.
No,
The company created that.
marriage is different. You just didn't have to buy an engagement ring before.
Nah,
Engagement,
that's
the
what
idea
I'm
of an
saying. De
engagement
Beers-
ring.
That's a fact.
De
You
Beers
see
made
cows.
up the
It's
engagement
literally
ring.
from the
They
50s.
created
Like, it's
it.
not
It's like
like
a marketing gimmick. You see what I'm saying?
I mean,
And it grew and grew and grew till now you have to pay like what? A quarter of your salary to break off your girl with a ring? For what?
Okay, but
Expensive
let's-
ring then,
Yo,
bro.
I'm paying bills. Is that that's not enough?
maybe
No,
I get
no,
a little
no.
too philosophical, but I'm just thinking about like barter and trade in the business system, where it's like back in the day, we traded goats for this and that. I know that's a little deep, but think
It's not
about
that
it.
deep.
Think about it in the sense of love and marriage. It's like that engagement ring signifies that trade of sex and love with the women and the man. No.
So
No, but what I'm saying is,
threw in the
what we're
sex
trying to
though?
point out is the fact that like if you in the 40s, if you asked someone to marry you, you wouldn't do it with a wedding ring. Like wedding rings did not exist till like the 50s.
You do it with an oven or a microwave.
Yeah, but
Yo,
it's still done today.
exactly. I bought you a house, yo. Let's
No,
live
no,
in
but
this
my- no, but
together,
still
yo.
today, like, it's
That's
certain cultures,
real
it's
love,
still
yo.
today.
You
A
didn't-
ring
you-
ain't doing that,
No, my
yo.
boy, like my boy just bought like his like father-in-law. My boy just got married. Congrats to him. But like he bought his father-in-law like a cow and feed for a year.
That's a dowry.
Yeah, I know. But it still happens in certain cultures. But he still bought an engagement ring on top of that.
How much is a cow, you said?
Cow, less
That was
than
like
1,000 bucks.
five
That's cheap.
racks?
No, like
how
less
do
than
you
1,000.
how you
Less than
niggas
a
know that
thousand for a
price?
cow?
Huh?
A whole cow?
I asked him.
So
He
then
told
why are
me.
they ripping off man
Oh,
for
he said
the
it was $900.
oxtail?
It was $900.
That's disrespectful, yo.
It was
I
$800.
didn't know
The
what
money
the price
doesn't
of a
make the
cow
numbers
was.
don't make sense on that to me.
I guess never raised cattle, bro.
How did
You
you
wanna
know
milk
what
some
the
milk?
price of a cow was? That is a good question.
To be honest, I used to date this Becky back in the day, and she used to own like
Oh,
horses
my
and
God.
shit, and she lived on
Oh,
a
my
farm.
God.
And I was, I took
Piece
in
of
a
the
1-2
Becky.
information.
She gave you the prices?
You can get cows, like a real big cow, for up to 5 racks. So it goes down. They have the auctions every Sunday. It's a real thing. Like, big up to Midwest Canada. I did a
What about
1-2
inflation,
out
though?
there.
Did that go
Huh?
up? What, you said back in the day you had
Nah,
a Becky with
bro.
a cow.
Well,
Wait,
well
I
she
don't
had
wanna
a
hear no
whole
more about
farm,
the
yo. You
cow.
know what I'm saying? She had a farm. It was a whole farm.
Eggs now? The eggs are expensive?
What?
No.
Eggs of a cow?
and
Yo,
eggs
what's
are
going on
different
right now?
things.
Yo, moving.
Those are different things. So
I guess you're talking about
Bears,
chickens.
And for what you guys just said about the rings,
Yeah, no
CPU
mix with cow,
Steve
bro.
and the Bears creating
Soft.
engagement rings, you miss saying that we need to give gifts.
I mean, you don't need to anyway.
You said that though. Anyways, what I was saying, physical gifts versus experiences. Now, we all know in Valentine's Day, we like to give our significant other something to represent our love, as you guys said, love feast, as that man said. Do you guys agree or disagree that experiences are better than giving gifts? You said, of course. Here's a mic. I would like to hear
No, what would you guys
some
prefer? Like, ladies in the
opinions.
room, what would you prefer? Like a physical gift or like an experience?
Yeah. I definitely would prefer an experience because the experience, there's no like time on that. Like you'll remember that forever. Whereas like if you give me a gift, like anything could happen, you know?
Nah, you guys forget experiences. For being honest, women forget experiences. Don't lie.
Yup.
What?
I'm with you. I'm with you in terms of like 100%. I'll give a great experience instead of a gift. But when that argument comes in, wait. You guys forgot 3 weeks ago we took you to a massage. It was crazy.
Nah,
know what I mean?
that's
they
a
want the gifts
personal
3 weeks
experience
later?
to
Not
you.
me. Not me.
That's a personal experience to
I'm
you
celibate
because
just like
I'm
this guy. I
remembering
don't-
them experiences.
Gangsta, I
I'm
like
Like
that.
if,
Pent up,
if
bro.
I'm
You
like
guys
with
are pent up.
somebody,
You gotta let that shit out, bro.
if I'm with somebody and like they do something like remember that I like a certain snack and they go out and on their way home they grab that snack for me or something like that, is gonna be, I'm gonna like remember the thought of that. That for me is an experience, even though it's a.
But
it
that's
might be
not
like
a gift.
It's
That's a gift.
Okay, but it's more.
Money was
it's more the
exchanged.
She's
thought.
trying to preach the gift thing in a like pimp way. See what I'm saying?
No,
She's
she's saying what
pimping
she
the
would
gift
value,
thing,
the
you
fact
know?
that she valued that he thought
The
about
thought?
like buying something that she likes.
The-
And they're like, yo,
but
you're
yeah.
right.
The thought is
I
in
think
a
what she's
gift,
trying to
though,
say
but
is that-
experiences is
No, we're
like
talking-
taking
okay,
you
you know
somewhere
what?
you've never
Yeah.
been. You know what I'm saying? Or
Okay,
seeing a
fine.
sunset you've never seen. I
I'll
don't
give
know.
you a different
Something like
a
that.
different example. If I'm with a guy and he does some, he like takes me to go and like watch the stars, or like takes
Yes.
me to, or something like that. Takes me somewhere, or like an art show or something like that. I would remember that more than you just buying me a purse.
Yo,
Yes,
I'm gonna
I
break
appreciate
down
them
why
both
that's a
equally,
lie.
but
Yo.
what? Nah.
No, I'll break it
Yo,
down.
like,
Yo,
yo,
hold on,
listen,
hold on,
this is real life I'm about to spit. I'll break it down for you
You guys want
guys.
to say too? He's gonna get it after you.
Okay.
Go ahead, let him get that breakdown first.
Oh, so it's a short story. Long story short, I took a girl to Bahamas. You know, we weren't really even talking that long. I just really wanted to go Bahamas with a flight thing. So, I'm like, let's go to Bahamas. She's like, all right, I'll pay for half. I'm like, yeah, all right. Anyway, we're in Bahamas now, having the time of her life. Last night we go to Nobu, all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was vibes.
Stink, man.
You know what I mean? Feel shit. It was the
No,
real
no,
thing. I'm
don't
telling you the
worry.
truth. You know, man's broke bread. Nobu was $6 US.
Relax, bro. Why did
Bro,
she
I
lie?
Anyway.
What? He remembers the
No, that receipt still hurts my heart right now because the story. Listen, so
Yo, for
moving on. Hold on. Let me finish. Moving on. You know, last night after Nobu, she got super crunk. All of a sudden, she's trying to fight me in front of people, all types of shit. Then
I can turn
I
on,
finally
so-
calm her down, and now she's like going through my phone the same night. I woke up to pillows throwing in my face and shit like that. It was bad. I had to sit beside her on the way on the plane. So it's like that's an
basically a new
experience
thing.
I know that a lot of mans won't give her. And
Yo, this
she's
guy is
never
crazy.
gonna remember that experience just because of, you know.
So- no, yo, so
Yo,
She's not gonna want to remember it. She's not gonna want to remember it.
No, she not in
Yo,
response
but-
to you.
Hold on.
yo, but
Better-
no, I got a question. Yo,
Hold
but
on,
did
hold
you
on.
at least did you at least hit?
Oh no, like that's personal. Gentlemen know,
Just-
you know what I'm saying?
That's a
But,
yes
you
for
know,
that.
Just because she got
Yo,
upset
bro.
at you doesn't mean she didn't remember the experience. So just
Wow.
because you did something nice for her, now she can't
Nah,
ever get
nah,
mad at
nah,
you about
she-
you
nothing.
obviously remember the experience.
I can guarantee you.
I mean,
I
yeah,
guarantee
You,
you.
y'all, nah, it's like,
You know,
it's-
like certain girls just know what it is. Like if me and you meet, hold on. If me and you
Nah, he's
meet and we
thinking
talk for
he's
2
thinking
months,
today, man.
hold on.
Go
Me and you
on,
meet,
go
we
on.
talk for 1 month on Instagram, 1 month in person, and then go on a trip. You know what it is. Like you're not supposed to be like really trying to.
No,
you know what I'm
you
saying?
assume what it
she
is.
can't share her
You assume
emotions
what it
because you
is.
took her on a trip.
No, I just, you know, it's kind of crazy.
Yo,
It's not mathing.
I had
Huh?
so I used to call the
I don't
fuck
know.
my
I think
wallet.
she just got like ton up and like she started like seeing demons. You know what I mean? It was one of those.
So February 10th to 14th,
I don't know.
I used to
Like,
call
I
it
don't
my
know. I
fuck
don't
my
know.
wallet
Just ate
trifecta.
like expensive fish. It makes
Say
no
that
sense.
again, CPU
Between
Steve.
February 10th to February 14th was fuck my wallet trifecta. It was our anniversary with my ex. It was an anniversary, her
See, this guy
birthday,
knows.
and Valentine's Day.
Mhm.
All three
Bermuda
in a row.
That's an experience. It's all an experience. All this put together.
No,
that
no,
you're
the
naming
crazy
right
shit I
now.
did though is I had her on her birthday in top of Machu Picchu.
All of
Gangsta.
that. See that? See that?
What?
You guys just flexing
Where
today,
is she
bro.
now? You together still?
These guys are stunting, bro.
No.
No. See? See? Oh.
No, yeah,
At this point, you guys
So,
just
wait,
flexing.
so wait, OG, hold on.
You guys
hold
just
on,
flexing at this
hold
point.
on,
I
hold on.
expect $6
Hold on,
Just
hold on.
say, yeah.
Hold
I
on,
remember
OG,
he broke me
OG.
off. I remember he broke me off.
How
I
did she
remember.
lie?
No, I
How,
played 20
from
rap
all
that
that you
trip,
just
like,
said,
it was
how
a
did
month
she
and a half
lie?
I'm just saying, like,
Explain
what's
that to me.
what's the experience for? Like, oh yeah, I remember you broke me off. That was sick. Like, you know, I went to Machu Picchu for him. You know, he broke me
Oh
off.
yeah,
for all
that's
free.
like nothing. Yeah.
I just left his ass. Yeah, that
No,
was
bro, it
amazing.
was like
I remember
one
that.
of the
Like,
best
that's the
times of my
type of
life.
experience.
No, it was like a month and a half long trip though.
All
That
right,
was part
gentlemen,
of
we
it.
have one over
I'm
here.
just asking. I don't understand.
So like obviously, like us women, we're humble. Like if it's an experience
Oh.
worth remembering,
Oh.
For example, like someone said something along the lines like, "Oh, like I'd rather an experience over a bag." So it's like, let's be real here, ladies. Okay, if you were getting a Dior bag over a sunset, say, are you really saying
No,
you
but
want that
equivalent
sunset
pricing.
over a
No, equivalent pricing.
a
Would you
designer
rather
bag
like
or
a
whatever,
week-long
right?
vacation
Like that's
or
the
a bag?
question, right? Personally, right? That's what I'm saying. No, for sure. So what I'm saying though is it depends on the experience. For me
love you.
personally, it depends on the experience. Like obviously, like if it's what you use it as experience, like oh, you remembered to get me snacks on the way home, I'm gonna prefer a bag. But
Yo,
if you're saying Bahamas, like what he said, I would rather Bahamas than a bag. But that's me.
Including
You know what I
Pepsi,
mean? So
though.
it really
it
depends on
doesn't
the
matter
That's
experience.
what the
expensive.
experience
And what
is. It don't
coming
matter.
with as far as
Don't
the
matter.
gift, the money exchange, like he said.
it was a money exchange for
Don't
that
matter,
bag of chips.
yo.
I will say the
Don't
best
matter.
gift I ever got is
It
like,
don't matter. It really
like
don't
anyone
matter.
knows me knows I love Air Force Ones. I got So it's like my ex for my like the best thing I ever got as a gift is like she different ex, but she went out to Etsy. She went on Etsy and found like a cookie mold for Air Force Ones and went out and made like a bunch of Air Force One cookies for me.
Jeez.
And that was like,
Okay,
I was like,
that's
yo,
thoughtful
that was the
shit.
best shit I've ever like.
Did
It's
she
because
get
I
you a
know you
boot
took
too?
the effort and time. You spent time on it.
Did she get you a boot too though?
A what?
Like Air Force Ones with the cookies?
No, a bunch of other shit.
Just the cookies and a bunch of other shit. We have one over
No,
here.
she got me other gifts, but like that's the thing. I like she got me like perfume and like some house shit. But it's like no, the thing I remember is the fact that you spent all this time and effort to go fucking make Air Force One cookies, which is the dumbest shit ever. It's amazing.
Lovely life.
That touched your heart, you're saying.
Lovely life, man.
True.
We have one right over here, gentlemen.
Yeah, there was one time where I was seeing this girl for a bit, and I knew she liked the Alicia Keys, and I've been playing the piano for a long time, like almost 30 years.
Oh yeah,
Yo.
if you
Okay,
play
big up
piano,
yourself.
it's
Big up
over, bro.
yourself. Big
So
up
like
yourself,
that's
yo.
something that didn't cost me any money.
know Pierce
I just like
stunts.
played a bunch of songs that she liked.
It's over.
So yeah, that was a wrap. I did that in high school like
no,
crazy.
that's amazing.
Yeah, so that didn't cost me any money, but it was more like what you were saying earlier, like the thoughtfulness can make it an experience, right?
Anybody else on physical gifts versus experiences?
I'm gonna just have one last thought. I guess it just
Thoughtfulness
depends on your
comes
love
with a
language.
check. It comes with a check.
Relax. She's trying to speak.
So I'm just trying to
She's trying to speak.
It's definitely just comes down to your personal preference, your love language. It's all relative at the end of the day, and yeah.
All right. No, you're spitting
Sorry,
facts
it just
today.
came out out of the top of my head. I feel like this. I'm not speaking for all men, but I feel like a lot of men nowadays they would rather just give you a gift than even think of an experience or think of a thought or think of something that is sentimental to us or think like you would be surprised. Like there are girls that they gold diggers and they want a bag and they want more than just an experience. But I feel like there are some girls out there that are waiting for that like little sentimental, like like you said, like just something simple, like, but it's just the thought that went into it. Like what he said, his girlfriend made him Nike
Cookies.
cookies. You know what I mean? That's a lot of thought that went into that. And I feel like girls are more the ones that put the thought into things more
Would you-
so
on a
than
smaller
men
scale-
nowadays.
On a
I
smaller
think
scale, so fuck
I didn't say
vacation.
all.
It's always
I didn't
girls
say all.
versus boys.
I said
Like,
more
women do
so.
it
It's not, though.
So yeah, we were talking
It's
about.
not, though.
We were
But
talking
hold
about
on,
expensive-
hold on. All you niggas are in here quiet. How many of you
Like,
niggas
what
have put
the
in a
fuck?
thoughtful gift for your significant other at some point in your life?
Bahamas, nigga.
Every time,
Nah.
every time, every single time.
That's a good portion, I would say.
No, but on a smaller scale, would you rather somebody take you out for dinner to a restaurant or like bring you and like cook a full dinner for you?
I read somebody cook, man.
See,
Nah,
so-
dinner.
Unless that
Yeah,
restaurant
dinner,
is
dinner.
wet,
Women
though,
can't
like-
cook. A lot of women can't cook today. Yeah.
No, not women. No. Would you? No. I'm asking the
Oh.
woman. Would they rather a guy take
I'm
them out for
African, so
dinner
I
or
have
like
to,
cook
I have to
for
cook
them?
at 10. So,
All right.
say it again.
Well, would you
No,
rather
yo,
me cooking for you or let's see our hands up, ladies.
Wait.
Who's
No,
going
wait.
for a date out at a restaurant or a man cooking for you at his crib on the first date?
Not your first date. No.
Hands up, though. Who
Hands up,
hands up on
yes or
that?
no?
If you want cook or yeah.
No,
hold on.
one
If you want,
Not first
he
date.
messed it up for me.
Not first
If
date.
you
That's not
want
first
cooked
date.
food
Why
at
you
home,
gotta
put
add
your
that?
hands up, ladies.
Not first date. No,
Food
ignore
on the
that.
first date.
I don't know why you said on
Yes.
a
I
first
would
date.
definitely take cook food at home on a first date. Why not?
No, if
yeah,
I didn't go
because
over for a first
my
date,
thing
it's
is
sus.
at a
Hold on,
restaurant.
though. Hold on. If
She
you
didn't-
have,
oh,
I'm
sorry, like,
responding
oh,
to
like
her.
cooking?
Okay.
You want to go home on the
Oh, yeah.
first date.
Sorry?
You want to go home on the first day to have a home cooked meal. If he's inviting you over, you're doing
Doesn't have
that.
to be first date because no, you can't do
Yeah,
first
why
date because first date
not?
sus.
You wanna go to a
first
nigga's
date.
house on
Okay,
the
my
first
thing
date?
is, right, it depends on the environment. Like, I feel like when you go out, a lot of environments you can't really get to know someone, right? But if we're cooking together, we're spending time together, I feel like it's more of an opportunity for me to get to know you on a more comfortable level in your place. For women, we're not really uncomfortable out in public, but for men, it's harder for them to adjust and to be comfortable enough to open up to want to share things with you. But I feel like if you're in his home or if you're at your home and you guys are cooking together, then it's so many things to have conversations about. You get to see just little things that he does. You know what I mean? Because cooking is a big deal. I don't know if you guys
If you're doing
realize
it
that.
together, yeah.
Yeah,
So
if you're
that's
doing
what
it
you guys know.
together.
You sit
But I
back,
just
boo.
think there's
You
so much
relax.
more you can learn about someone by watching them in a environment like that versus sitting at a dinner table. You're dressed up, I'm dressed up, everybody's trying to put on a facade, whereas you're home in your comfort zone, so I get to see you in your natural environment and you're more comfortable.
But we're assuming this is a respectable man.
So
I
she's
agree.
Who's
saying,
going to treat you with respect at this point.
And
Especially if it
this
didn't
goes back to what
disrespect you
she
in
was
the
saying
bedroom.
earlier. She made a statement and she said most men don't want to have experiences, and I don't agree with that. I just feel like men treat women based on the type of woman you are.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because
Okay.
most of the men that I've dealt with,
Shit.
they would prefer experiences because they know how I feel about
Yeah, true.
bags and shoes, and that's not really. Obviously, I like nice things, but I would always prefer the experience because I can provide all of that shit for myself.
Gangster.
So it's
I
like
agree.
I would prefer to provide something for you that's memorable versus just buying you something I know that you can walk into a store and purchase on your own.
I like
Yeah.
that attitude, miss.
So I agree with her. I do. But at the same time, it's like the first date though. Like I have trust issues.
Yeah.
So like I agree with her 100%. Like every point she made, I agree. Like you do get to kind of see how someone is versus like that fake thing you're gonna do at the first date. You don't even know if that guy could cook. At that point, like, can he even cook? Can he even work it in the kitchen? So the first time you get to see if he can
come
even
find out.
cook, you're like, okay, that or makes or breaks the whole shit right there, right?
What
like,
if he can't cook, though,
like,
ladies?
you
why
heard
did you
that?
bring me to your
Hold on.
kitchen?
You heard that though? If you could cook, the pum pum gets wet.
Yo, relax.
Real talk.
Relax. Let's try this again.
No, that's what it is, though.
So-
That's what it is.
Facts.
At the end of the day, that's what it is. If you fill her belly and put a smile on her face, fam, please believe you're catching something after that.
So
Yeah, you're gonna get your belly full from both
This girl
sides.
said
You gotta
facts.
jump in.
She said facts.
too.
So I agree. What you saying is like nice to have someone on the first date to get that environment, kind of see how they are with you, right? But what about the environment of seeing how they interact with like servers and interact with like people outside, or like how they show you off, or how they interact with you in a public setting? On a first date, I think that's very important because you don't know the mindset of this person bringing them into your private space or their private space to see. They could do, well, we're not going there, but you know, anything could happen.
But I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna just. And I feel like for any decent female, I would never just. I wouldn't even want to, in this day and age, I wouldn't even want to go out in public with a guy on a first date.
But is
To
that
be
not a-
honest.
Is that not a level of toxicity
Boy,
where
oy.
it's like you don't want to show off the guy you're dating on a first date?
We're up on
But
toxic
who are
time.
you showing it off? Who are
appreciate
you
that.
showing
Well-
it off? What is it? Is it about me or is it about them?
Well, it's about the environment.
Because I need it to be about me.
It's about the connection, though, is it not?
But
You
the
thought you're the
connection is
prize.
made. The connection is made prior to even going out in public.
Oh, well, 100%. But that first date to go out in public is kind of like a debut in a sense. Not, and that's a wrong word, but it's like, let's see how we interact with the world and the environment outside of this texting and talking stage, you know?
Which is also fine to an extent, but
Yeah.
for me, like a first date for me would be more of like, let's grab a hot chocolate.
Oh, that's cute.
Or let's go to my favorite cookie place or something like that. But I feel like you can tell a lot about a person based on the conversation. You don't necessarily have to be out in public with them to know the type of man he is. If he's a nice person, how do you treat your mom? What is your relationship with your siblings? Where do you work? What is your profession? How do you work with the people around you? I feel like it's so much you can tell about an individual prior to even taking them out in public. Me personally, I'm not going in public with anybody that I'm not serious about.
You're saying you're
Right?
coming out from my house
Because
first?
I don't need
That's what she
Tom, Dick,
said.
and Harry seeing me
That's dangerous.
with this person, that person. And I mean, even though it's not about that, at the
Wait,
same
wait,
time,
wait.
I just want to make sure that this is something, because any man that I'm out in public with is mine. That's
True.
you know.
I
So
get it.
anything that happens, I know how to handle that.
So I'm gonna circle back to what you're saying about the decent woman. If you're a decent woman, like you say, that going out in public with someone on a first date, which is kind of like the standard of dating, right? Is that not if you're that decent person, is that not normal?
But who's standard?
What should we?
though?
Hold on.
But you
Don't get
standard,
too
yeah,
crazy.
true.
Don't get too crazy.
Sorry.
So I asked.
Because you guys
Chat-
will go.
So yo, I asked ChatGPT. What does it say about someone if they are rude to waiters? No, because you're right. Actually, like that's actually a good way. So if someone is rude to waiters, they can suggest several things about them: a lack of empathy, poor social skills, entitlement, and disregard for feelings of others. However, it's important to keep in mind everyone makes mistakes. Maybe they were having a bad day or experiencing some other circumstance that caused them to behave in a rude manner. But without making excuses, it's like entitlement is like the one thing. They're rude to waiters. No, you're right. Like that's a good point. Like going out for dinner, it's like you see
Fuck
their
that
like
AI
soft
thing. I don't
skills.
fuck with it still. I don't know. Literally listening to a computer right now. Fuck that,
It's
yo.
crazy.
I don't know.
Sometimes I just fucking had to take a shit and I couldn't let it out because I'm on a first date. And, you know, I'm out here still trying to fucking maintain. You never know what the fuck it is, fam. People go through shit, fam. The man could have had a bad day, one date, next date, he's at the next spot where he feels a little more comfortable. He's like, oh, yeah, gives the girl extra tip, all types of shit. You
I don't know
it's
where he
just-
went with that, bro. I'm
No, I'm
lost,
just
bro.
saying, like,
I don't know
we're
where
not,
he went.
like, how you gonna judge
I mean,
somebody
well, like,
based
what I
on the
asked
fact the way they
ChatGPT,
talk
like,
to a
what does it mean
waiter?
if you take
Like,
a
who
shit on the
cares?
first
Hold
date? Like,
on.
what I asked?
So I'm bringing it back. I got a little wilder. You both of you. Very good points. Very
How
good
do
points
you-
on both sides. I was talking more, so we went somewhere else. It was physical gifts and experiences, but we went to like dangers and dated on the first date and all that. So we went. It was okay though, because it was a concern of mine as well. Going to a man's house for the first time, but enough man
Yo.
want gal at their house for the first time, right?
Yo.
People are gonna say
Just to
stuff on
stop
this
you.
mics, but they know what
No,
to do
so
in
I
it,
asked
you know, in the
ChatGPT.
DM.
How do you quietly use the bathroom on a first date?
What? Hold on. Say that again.
So I asked ChatGPT, how do you quietly use the bathroom on the first date? Number 1 was excuse yourself politely. Number 2 is try to be quick. Number 3 is minimize noise. So flush the toilet, turn the tap on, or and return to the table gracefully.
Gracefully, see that? You have to slide
What does that
in,
mean though?
yo.
What does graceful mean? Like twirl there?
Return to the
twirl
table.
around
No,
into
hold
that
on.
bitch, yo.
Return
Just-
to the table with a smile and thank your date for their patience.
Oh, okay. As your shit just waft out the washroom. No, we went too far. Anyways,
I feel 5 pounds lighter, bro.
so we're all in the consensus that experiences are better though? Is that what we're saying? Thoughtfulness. Put thought into your gifts.
Dude, you playing piano? It's like I wish I had that. That's a cheat code, bro. Yeah. No, yo, but
Of
cooking, no,
course,
cooking
what?
is all.
This guy's
Cooking
singing
is all.
Brad
He said it was
Midnight
a
to
minor
bitches
shit.
and shit,
This guy's cheating, fam.
So I'll say the equivalent.
Man said it was
Like
a
the
minor
most
shit.
equivalent thing I've had for like a.
All right.
was going
All
off on that
right.
shit.
Here's gonna
I
discuss the
believe
king.
this nigga was doing that. You would say
I don't
this
need the
nigga's
notes,
laughing and
though.
shit. I couldn't hit the note. I
You
couldn't. hit
couldn't.
it. I tried.
No, the male equivalent of like
Oh,
a
you're
like a
just playing?
trap,
Oh,
of
it's
like a
even
trap
worse.
photo.
CPU Steve.
No, like a thotty photo for like the equivalent for men is like posting food or like cooking
Is
shit
it?
that you cook. Yeah.
Is that a thirst trap? Is that what
yeah,
you call
that's the
that?
biggest trap you can like set as a guy. It's not about girls will post like sexy shit, yada yada, whatever, as like a thirst trap. Let's say, I don't the most DMs I'll ever get from women or like trying to hit me up is if I post food.
Gangster, he's stunting all day
Yo.
today, bro.
Yo, personally, I think,
Go ahead,
personally,
brother. Just say it.
personally, I think Valentine's Day should be about your mothers.
About the
Because your mothers, because they carry you for 9 months. You know what I'm saying? I
Bless
mean, don't get
mommy
me
love.
wrong. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you know, some of y'all have, you know, your woman out there that you've been there for a long time, whatnot. You know what I mean?
I don't think my mom
It
knows
is
on
what it is.
Valentine's
But
Day,
the thing
bro.
is, it's for the most important woman in your life that you should be bringing roses to. You know what I'm
March 8th,
saying?
no, March 8th.
Like, you don't
March
need
8th.
Valentine's Day to tell your girlfriend that you love her or some shit. Like, look,
So your girl's
it's,
not
it's a
getting
bunch of
nothing
bullshit.
from
You know,
you.
take her to
Salute.
dinner.
Yes.
Take
She
her to
ain't
dinner.
getting
Do all
shit.
that.
That's
No,
what I
yes.
heard.
She ain't getting shit.
Take her to
But
dinner,
that's
do all
not
that
gonna
bullshit.
work.
For what?
And this is why it's not gonna work. It's because you can't have 2 Mother's Days. You want one day to make that bread, bro. One day. And you go capitalize. And that's what this is about. It's about a ticket. Everybody can say they want to say Valentine's Day is about this, Valentine's Day is about that. Valentine's
turned
Day,
into that.
restaurants,
It got turned into
revenue
that.
goes up like 20,000%. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's buying up this, buying up that. Teddy bears are sell out. You go to the store Valentine's Day, you can't find nothing because it's all done off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So these guys know what it is. They could do 2 Mother's Days, but why? When you could reap it all
Really,
in
Mother's
one
Day,
day,
Mother's
Super
Day's
Bowl
invented.
style. You know
Valentine's
what I'm
Days
saying?
existed before. Valentine's Days existed. Mother's Day's invented. But like
Yeah.
Europe does not like There's no such in Eastern Europe. What the fuck's Mother's Day? They don't do
shit.
that.
Yeah, because
It's March
It's a
8th.
different
International Women's Day is March 8th. That's when you just that's like the day.
yeah, but
Oh,
Mother's Day
shit.
is every day though.
No, exactly.
Mother's
That's
Day
what I'm
is
saying.
every day.
Can
You
I-
heard that?
Can I say something?
Yeah, yo.
Yes, I got it for this girl over here.
Okay,
gentlemen.
sorry. So off of what you said with the, you know, giving your mother something on Valentine's Day, like I think that's really sweet. You know, my kids, I have 2 beautiful kids, and every Valentine's Day they spoil me for Valentine's Day. So shout out to them.
Nah,
But-
hold on. Nah. Nah. Didn't we make the announcements earlier? No, I'm just joking.
Might have to do some
You see her
push-ups
face?
out this
You see her
motherfucker.
face? I had her
Some
for a minute.
push-ups.
Continue, sorry. Continue.
But like, I feel like Valentine's Day is also like Lover's Day. You know, it's a time you show your lover some love. You know, so I feel like, is your mom gonna give you pum pum at the end of the night?
Wow,
Boy, that's a different.
wow,
We're not
wow,
Alabama,
wow.
man.
Nah,
It's
yo.
Sunday.
Yo.
It's Sunday, yo.
Nah.
It's
How the
Sunday.
fuck? I don't know how the
It's
fuck.
Sunday.
But you see,
How the fuck
It's
we
not
got over
Sunday.
there?
no, but you see, that's where
Girl
some
got
girls
it
get
to
it.
the left.
That's where some girls get it twisted. You see, that's why if you're dating a girl, this is the reason why men should wait 2 years before bringing her home to the mothers. Yeah, 2 years, because the reason why you have to get to know a person enough to bring her in front of the person who made you. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you know,
Okay.
some guys bring girls home, you know, this and that.
What
It
I
could be
don't like
trifling,
about
you
this
know what I mean?
conversation is we're
I'm just
going
being
down the trajectory of a relationship that nobody cares about. Like, at the end of the day, Valentine's Day sucks.
Yeah.
We know why it sucks. We know what it is. If you love somebody, love them every day of their life. Valentine's Day
that's
will
it.
just be another day that passes
All right,
by.
on that note, and I'm going to say that's a
All
perfect
right.
Wait, so you're not
segue,
at
bro.
home just listening to Single
Perfect
Ladies by
segue.
Beyonce?
I have a question for all of you. As he just said, if you love somebody, love them all the time.
Every while.
What is love to you people?
Baby, don't
Oh,
hurt
look,
me.
everybody reaching. Hold on.
This is a deep
On a
one.
timely manner, please let people talk. You know what I'm saying?
No, you gotta do the hem up.
What is love, miss?
I think love is giving freely of yourself for another, for someone else. That's love.
That's a dope way to say
Short
shit.
and plain?
Just to
Short
say
and
it's
plain?
not weird.
Somebody
this
else?
way, this way.
You might have to stretch that one.
Stretching.
My bad. What love is to me and in my relationship, because like there's many different kind of loves, right? There's like there's family love, there's like brotherly love, and then there's relationship love. When I think about love, it's like a deep, real respect. Like it's a lot more than just like superficial shit. Like it's like, you know, like really how you carry yourself and reflecting and like improving yourself to be better for them and always like thinking about them. That's like what I feel like it is.
You
But
might
there's no
leave with
like
somebody
right or
tonight.
wrong answer.
No,
Like
you're right,
intimacy
you're
is like part of it, passion.
You might leave
everything,
with
you know?
somebody tonight. Anybody else?
What is
That was a
love?
good
I
answer,
like that
brother. Thank
answer,
you.
and I like how he
We
ended it
can.
because there's some, you know, hoes out there that love their pimp, and
Yeah.
you know that's fucked up, but it's still love. At
guy
the end
is
of the
crazy,
day, they're
bro.
there for them till the very end, and it, you know what I mean? It's
We
it's
asked
real
ChatGPT.
Perfect
life.
example, yes.
What
It's
is
real
love?
life.
For ChatGPT? Love is a complex mixture of emotions, behaviors, and beliefs, often associated with strong feelings of affection, protectiveness, warmth, and respect for another person. It's literally what you just said.
Yeah, you hit it on the
Did you
nail.
write this
Guy
for
has
them?
it down, yo.
Anybody else? I want to hear from some more ladies. Where the ladies at? You got something there,
They're
miss?
scared
Go
in the
ahead.
I
corner
mean-
over here. They're scared over here in the corner.
I guess
No, yeah.
to me,
Chirping, but they don't want the mic, yo.
Okay, go ahead.
I guess to me, love would be kind of the willingness to grow with someone and accept their flaws and understand that they're not perfect and they have the ability not to change, but to evolve in a way. And, you know, I think you can have that, like you said, in different forms. Like you can have agape, eros, the different philosophical terms of love. And, you know, the kind of common denominator is growth. And it is understanding that you have to trust in order to grow.
With the respects.
What the
Exactly.
fuck does love got to do with it, though? At the end of the day, when you're in a relationship
So he
and
just wants to
shit's
shit
going
on
really
Valentine's
fucking
Yo,
Day.
who
hard.
hurt this guy, bro?
When shit's going hard,
He just
no.
wants to
When
shit.
shit's
He has
going
the
hard,
gold chains out.
Hold on. When
He
shit's
just
going
wants to
hard and
shit.
you're in a relationship with a motherfucker who ain't too, you know, snappy and shit's not popping off, a lot of people leave. A lot of people leave.
Yeah, but
Did
so
you
the question,
You could love somebody, but you could love them from a distance.
Did
you
you
know what I'm
leave?
So I
saying?
guess that's where loyalty comes in over love. So
Loyalty
which one do you
overseas,
choose?
now we're talking about a
that's a
whole
different-
different thing.
but the question
Alright.
is for men, do you rather have love or respect
For me, I'd rather have respect.
No, chill.
Why can't you have
Whoa.
both?
Chill.
Yeah.
You need
No,
both.
because
No
the thing
love
is,
and
if a
respect.
woman,
That sounds like a lot of
if a
guys.
woman,
Yeah.
no, let me explain something. Let me explain
Sounds
something.
like a lot of devils.
Let me explain something. Let me explain something.
Like I love you, but you ain't shit.
No, it isn't about that.
That
Because
is
the
an
thing is,
abusive relationship.
because the thing is, you think about this, right? Men
who
are
hurt y'all,
quicker.
bro?
Men are quicker to respond to a woman calling them every day and saying, "Yo, I respect you. I appreciate what you're doing every day. I appreciate this." A woman, on the other hand, love to hear, "Oh, baby, I love you. How you doing? Hope you know what I mean." Like, it's like a different kind
but
of thing. You
You
know what I'm
gotta
saying?
find a
But
partner
it's,
that
Do you
like,
it
agree,
sounds like
ladies?
what you're talking about.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
It sounds like what you're talking
Hold
about.
on,
respecting,
hold
yo.
on. I got a lady's response to what you
All right,
just
all
said.
right.
It
sir.
sounds like what you're
Respect.
talking about is admiration instead of just having respect. Me being like, yeah, I appreciate what you do is me admiring what you do and caring about that versus just having blanket respect. And it's just like you definitely need both because just like if you just have respect for somebody, you can still do a lot of stuff. Like a lot of times.
Men translate as love.
depends. No, you can have both.
I don't think for everybody.
We should say I love you, but you
Yo,
ain't
can
shit.
someone
Like,
pass
No,
this
no,
this
no,
tall
no.
brother
We
back
need
there
the
the
other. This guy
microphone, please?
needs the
Because I want to
mic.
get his perspective.
Yes,
You're
brother.
looking too goodish back
one
there,
thing I will
bro.
say
You got,
that's like
no
people
love at all.
forget is like if
No
like
love in that mask.
if you have a
for real,
partner,
like, I'm a
Hold
you.
on, hold
Oh,
on.
sorry.
See if
if you have a
Steve.
partner like for example, if you're like an affectionate, touchy person and your
Yes.
partner is not like, but you want that, like don't force that on them. Maybe just not the right partner for you. Find someone that find someone that's like, oh, if you're not a person that's like affectionate or always shows it, but the other person is, that might mean you're just not compatible. Just find someone that like is
Hear
that is
that,
okay with
people?
who you are.
Computer Steve saying if it's 4 years and it's all of that, give up.
Yeah.
Move
Is that
on.
what you said, cuz?
Move on, stay strong.
All right, brother, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna touch on what he was saying, right? I mean, he said that he prefer respect than love, but for me, it's like the same thing. Because if a woman loves you, I mean, the respect comes. You feel me? It's the same thing. And when it comes to like defining what love is, that's kind of tricky still. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you ask what's love, and people could tell you what love is supposed to look like, but to define it, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I kind of agree with this young lady right here. Still, you know what I mean?
Strong
I mean,
independent
her
both.
definition for me is what love is. It's giving of yourself. It's being selfless. You know, and I mean, you were saying when it gets hard, people leave. You know, but in that situation, you love yourself. You still love. You feel me? Because if you don't love yourself first, you can't love somebody else. That's what I think. You know what I mean? So
Yes,
That's
I
a
agree
good
with
flip
that
on
one.
it, but
Right,
at
that'd
the
be
end of the
good.
day, your thing still left you.
Yeah,
Yo,
I
what's
misunderstood
wrong
what
with
you
this
said.
nigga?
I misunderstood what you said because like
Flip
you
it
said
on,
I'd rather have respect than love, but you said
Pancakes.
respect is love. So you still said you want both. Just you think it's a different thing, yeah. Like you value something different than
Any
like,
of you
I might,
ladies back
which is
there
fine.
want to give? No? Everybody's just going to say no? You guys didn't come to participate today? You just want to watch? All right.
All right, so I asked
Anybody
ChatGPT
else on love? You want something there back, big man?
What is love? Where's the mic?
Who has the mic? You wanted to say something?
What
miss?
is love, yo?
Nobody?
What is that?
You know,
Ooh,
I
you
think
want something?
all your responses, you know, with the main, I think, theme here is it's all subjective. Love is what basically is in the eyes of the beholder.
Yup,
And
yup.
for me, as a male, love is like a natural inclination to protect my opposite sex, the woman, and provide for her, and make sure everything's all good for her. And obviously affection comes with that and whatnot. But I think for me, it's just the urge to protect the woman is love. So.
Yeah, it's like
I
it's
like
gonna be
that.
different. It's like for you is respect, for you it's like that. For me
Yeah.
it might be something else, right? Like
That's what it is,
I wanna
Everything's
be a
all
house
subjective
husband,
to each
say this
person. Yeah,
again.
everybody
There's
has
a lot
their
of
subjective
deranged
thing.
people.
See,
There's a
Steve
lot
wants
of
to be a
deranged
house
people in
husband.
this world. So you seem like you're a pretty level-headed guy.
No doubt.
But there's certain mans, they'll get their first brains of their life and they're in love.
Yo,
No,
this
no,
guy,
no,
bro.
no, that's
This guy?
This guy had to laugh. 'Cause
That's
he knows
not
that-
love, though, is what they're saying.
But-
Is that
But
giving your
how
full
you
self
gonna
or
tell
just...
that man?
You
So-
need to
so
you
How
need to
you
love
gonna
your
tell that man it's
I
not
asked
That's
love?
funny.
Because
Yeah, that's
everybody
funny.
How
has
you gonna
said
tell
you're,
him?
you're being selfless.
Yo, I asked
And now you're talking about
ChatGPT.
getting a wassel.
I need to
She
talk-
was selfless to him. He felt the love. Now he's in love.
No, you
Not
take it too
necessarily.
far.
Yeah.
You take it too
No,
far.
you can
My
pick and
man.
choose.
man,
You
my
can
man is
pick and
not
choose
okay. I asked
nowadays. You can
ChatGPT
do
how do you
thing.
deal with heartbreak. So you need to allow yourself to feel your emotions, sir. You need to talk about it. Stay active.
Stay active.
You need to take care of yourself and
No,
focus on self-reflection and personal growth.
I'm just playing, God's advocate. You know what
God's
I'm saying?
advocate.
At
Put
the end
it
of
under
the day,
God's name.
hold on. At the end of the day, life happens, and
Yeah.
love is a battlefield too. Everybody could kind of shine it up and shine it off, but a lot of love is enduring to me.
But
And like you said, protection. I like that you kind of touched on that because to me, it's more of an endurance love.
Brother.
You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Brother,
Like
can you
love
send that
isn't
mic over there, please?
love isn't 3 weeks. Love isn't I loved you, then I fell out of love. Real love is like,
No, back
this
there,
nigga
back there,
went to
back there,
jail
back there.
4 times and I'm still with him, y'all, because I'm holding them down. You know what I mean?
Look at this
No,
scenario.
I
no,
might have done my own
Yo,
thing
bro.
for a little bit, but
Like
that's
your
my
boy
man
said,
when he
there's different
comes
types
out.
of love. I just want you to know that I still love you. I love you, bro.
Huh?
I love you, bro. Your boy said there's different types of love. I just want you to know that I love you.
Yeah, I love you too, and that's platonic love.
Valentine's Day.
But at the end of the
Valentine's
day,
Day,
hold on. At the end of the day, it's just like, it's subjective. Love is what you make it. Love is what it is. A lot of people cry every day about how they hate their girlfriend, and they stay with them because of love.
Bro, who
You know
hurt
what I'm
you?
saying? No,
This
this
guy
is just,
is hurt today, bro.
So at the end of the day, love hard, love and do your best at it. You know
Love
what I'm
hard.
saying?
OG said that.
You
You
know
got
what I mean?
something back there,
Love
miss?
hard.
Oh yeah.
I just was thinking, what is the difference between love and lust? Like, when is
There's
it
big
love and
differences.
when
Flash.
is it lust?
Flash.
Warmth.
Flesh.
No,
When
no,
you
no,
do it for the flesh, it's
Wetness.
lost.
No,
Yes.
no.
Joey and the
I'll tell you
moistness.
straight.
It's
I
the
know
difference.
some lusty gals still. And,
No, love is when you want,
and
you
it's
want
like,
like
they'll
feel
call
like-
me
honor
and
body
it's
and your
just-
mind, bro. I
They
want all
say
of
they
it.
love me,
Right.
but it's not within the right confines. It's not in the right timing.
But do you know that?
It's during
and when do you
Bacchus.
know? When
That's
do you
how I know
know?
it's not the
Yo,
right
this guy's
timing.
When do you
crazy.
know you're in love and when it's lust? Like when
Flash.
does that?
When I want your
When it's
mind and
about
your body.
flash.
What was
No, I
the
don't
You're
question?
talking about
Say that
what I
again,
think. Hold on.
miss.
What I think you're referring to is love and
He's got it?
infatuation.
No,
When
she's
you're
asking what's the
infatuated
difference
and you're
between
in
love
that
and
Love
like,
and lust. She said it pretty
honeymoon
clear,
stage
cuz.
of.
It's love and lust, she asked.
Okay, well, love and lust.
Ask
Drink
Chat
them.
GPT
But
what love
flesh
and
is
lust
the-
is.
the-
I'll tell you
the
what it is
difference
for
between
me.
love and lust.
Man saying he's giving
No, I'll tell you what it is
backhands
for
and
me.
all
Is
them
like,
things.
okay, for example, like there's girls that are
Lust.
attractive, and it's like I might just lust you, but you open your mouth, and I'm like, fuck. It is, but it's like I know, like I'll tell you ahead of time. This is just what it's gonna be. It's
Yeah,
fine.
like
That's
if
lust.
I only love you
No,
while we're
that's lust.
fucking.
When I want your body and your mind, that's like love.
Yo, he's trying to leave
Flesh
us
is
something
the
tonight.
Yo,
But you can't
What
be in
is-
love. You
Tonight.
can't lust
Ask
over
Chat
somebody.
GPT what the difference
Lusting?
between
the
love
flesh.
and lust
Like
is.
if you
please
meet somebody
CQ
on the
Steve.
first date type of thing,
Right.
you guys have sex,
Yeah.
and
That's
now I'm
lust.
calling you every day. Like that's lust, right?
That's all.
not
That's
necessarily.
lust. You're reacting off flesh. Because really, if you break it down, you guys never really had no real communication to build anything. At the end of the day, you met first night, clap. You know what I'm saying? Now you're moving on, and now it's just like you might be thinking it's something. He might be thinking it's nothing. You might not. There's so many variables at that point, right? So how could it be love? It's definitely not love. There's too many variables. Nothing's sure. I'm not sure about this person at all. He never paid my bills. She never paid my bills.
He doesn't pay your
you know what
bills,
I'm
huh?
saying? Like, it's real sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But
No, I
Yeah,
slept with a girl the first,
What
first
do
or second night.
bills have to do with the lust?
Slept with a girl for first,
I'm
second night.
just
Within
saying.
3 months, we
I'm
moved in
just
together.
saying.
7 years. We dated for 7 years.
What
if
does
the
the
only
bills have to
time
do?
you tell me
Right.
that you love me is while I'm backing you down or right after.
Maybe you need to find
Nah,
someone
your
differently
girls
are nuts,
that you
bro.
need,
That's
bro.
lust.
There's crazy shit going on in your life, cuz.
No, I'm
Man,
just saying
sorry.
that's lust.
There's
And
crazy
there's a lot
shit
of people
going
who
on.
do that because they'll chill only to fuck, and then after that they're like, "All right, yeah, that was great. Okay, I'll link you next week."
So your
yeah,
buddy.
oh yeah.
Was that
I love
after
that
he
rap
paid your
song you
bills?
put out. It
So
was so
he's
sick. Okay,
being
but I gotta
used.
go. Bye. And they're in their whip, gone. I used to live this life.
Well, that's crazy, bro.
That sounds like a you problem,
I
bro.
lived on King Street. It was
No,
real.
stunting, bro.
Yeah,
Why
it was,
does
it was
he
in the
keep
mix.
stunting
It was in the
today?
mix. It was in the
What's
mix.
with the stunting today?
I was in the mix. I was in the mix, and it goes down.
All right, so love, that's subjective. That's what we're
That's a
getting
terrible
to. That,
street, bro.
whatever he
That's
just
lust.
said, all lust.
What?
Miss, for
That's
your
what I'm
answer,
saying.
all lust sitting
Flesh.
over there. You know what I'm
That's what
saying?
lust is. With the flesh.
Maybe you need to find something else, bro.
What do you mean?
He's worried about you.
I'm
What
worried
do you
about
mean?
I'm working on mine. Don't worry about me.
He's,
Yo, you need a
I'm
hug,
working on
bro.
mine.
he's worried about
I'm talking
you.
about
guys.
past experiences.
I hope so.
It's a new day.
In general, ChatGPT says In general, lust is more focused on physical pleasure, while love is more focused on emotional intimacy and
Physical, see?
connection. It is possible to have both lust and love in a relationship, but they are also distinct emotions and can sometimes exist separately. There is like a fuller, like more definition on each one, but that's like
Hold on. So you could lust somebody you love.
Yeah, I want your
Okay,
body
yeah,
and your
okay.
mind.
I just got. Well, I can't.
You don't want to look at your partner and be like, yo, I want to fuck the shit out of you right now?
Yes.
No.
wrong with
I'm
that?
giving up the lust. I gave up the lust thing in 2018.
Yo,
I gave up the lust
if you
in
can like
2018.
talk to me and I can still feel like way about you, fuck, I'm fucked.
We need a microphone over
So
here.
no chance.
Somebody have something to say? This is our last one, ladies, or
Over
unless
there,
you
over
want to
there.
say something. else.
So like, yeah. So I gave up the lust in 2018 because it
Gave
just
it
got,
up?
it got too.
Yo,
it was too hectic.
Why did he mention this?
It was too hectic. Like it's just like like why am I doing this?
So
like,
it's
what's
all
the point?
love from 2018 on?
Like what's the point?
So
Like,
you're saying it's all
4
love?
times a week. It's just bad. Like you gotta,
I just
All
wanted to
right.
say,
you gotta give it a rest sometimes.
I just wanted to say
cool.
RIP to the writers because we got my boy over here with the chat BT, whatever it's called, getting all the whole script from there.
Yeah,
It's
RIP
crazy.
all writers ever made.
Yeah, you know he's
Coming
getting
from
all his
Steve,
shit
bro.
from the chat
Yo,
GPT.
I just want to
crazy.
say RIP to Doug
Pewters
Ford.
are definitely
Or
Pewter.
Rob, yeah, Doug Ford.
No, Rob Ford.
What you mean RP to Doug?
Yeah.
He's the OG still. I fuck
Fuck
with him.
Doug Ford. That's what
That's,
we're over
out, that's
here.
out of left field.
Oh yeah, he has enough to
Okay.
eat at home, bro. He's good.
All right, so
That's it for love.
yeah, thank God.
Jesus Christ. Lost and thing. Jesus. You went too
Gee,
hard.
that's what lust was. I told you it's the flesh.
No,
it's
bro.
physical.
Allah, bro.
All right. We're back. The next one is going to be a little spicy. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of opinions in this one. I want everybody to let everybody speak. Be polite, especially to the people watching at home. Now, I want to ask the room if they are familiar with the new movie called You People, starring Lauren
Hold
London.
on. What was
and
that? Let's say it again.
else? Who else? What's the guy's name that it's starring?
Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill.
That's it. Jonah Hill and Lauren London. If you at home have not seen this movie, the premise is the trials and tribulations of an interracial relationship. Now, I wanted to get into interracial relationships. There has been a lot of rumored speakings around, or taboo speakings around interracial relationships from both races. I'm going to stick to white and black here,
But why?
just for the sake of it. Because you mentioned
It's all racism.
Because he mentioned a Becky.
It's
before.
all racism still. Like you don't have to stick to white and black.
So
you don't have to, it's still
everybody saw
racism.
the movie You
My
People.
man's a milk merchant. It's okay.
Most of the room saw the movie You People. It's a new movie. Just came out.
It's
Lauren
Jonah Hill and
London
Lauren London.
and Jonah Hill. They are both dating.
It's actually her parents, bro. It's actually weird.
It's on Netflix. Lauren London's family not okay with her dating a white person. Jonah, Jewish person. Jewish person, yes. I don't like the word Jewish. But anyways.
His dad
Jewish
was better than
person.
Kanye. Her dad was better
It
than
is.
Kanye.
It is.
Keep
It's a
real.
Jewish person.
Yeah.
Jonah Hill's family not too keen on Lauren London and her fine self being in
It's just
the
funny.
mix.
It's funny because like Lauren London's actual father is Jewish, a Jewish white guy, and her mom is black.
I'm wondering if this is the love story of her
That's their
parents.
story, yo. That's the parents' story, yo. But it was way more violent. Believe that.
Whoa.
So
Somebody got chopped in their neck.
No, there's no.
he
like,
doesn't
we don't
know
that.
this. That's public information. I
No, it's not
guess
public.
he is the
70s,
public.
80s?
He
Please.
doesn't know that.
That was no. That was
Like one of your
So
friends
you
dated, like,
people-
That
her
was a
dad
Maury
before and
episode.
some
You
shit.
people.
That was a Maury episode.
What did you guys think about the movie? Can I get some opinions on the movie first? Who has a mic? Where are my mics?
Can I start it off? Do you mind?
No, I want the people's
Oh, the
first because your
people,
opinion
okay.
is going too far.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Who's speaking? You, sir? Go ahead.
I thought it was a little bit unrealistic because there's no way that Jonah Hill is pulling Lauren London in real life.
Yo,
Yo.
straight
I thought that was
up.
kind of
Bring
fucked up.
that
As
point
soon
up
as
to
I
the
saw,
first
dog,
point.
as soon as I saw him get in, I don't want to
But
ruin
if
the movie.
money's involved,
Listen,
things get
I
blurry.
don't want to ruin the movie. I don't want to ruin the movie and talk about all the plot and shit.
No, fuck it. Spoiler
I'm just
alert.
saying-
All that.
I'm
It's
just.
already out. You can spoil it. Oh.
It's like a romantic comedy, whatever. They fall in love, whatever. I don't know. It's just unrealistic.
Yeah, the gist of the movie is basically.
Hold on. He's gonna explain it.
Let me give you a summary of the
Hold
tropes.
on,
Let him explain it.
hold on 1 second,
No,
please.
I'm gonna agree with you on just one point. Just how they
In-between
meet
combos are funny.
is
Not the shit actually
unrealistic.
doing the movie. It's like a random combo.
Okay, so basically,
She's gonna
I'll-
explain
I'll
the
be the
CP
villain.
Steve.
Hold on. Let this guy talk first, and you could go.
They're
right
playing on the
ahead.
trope, but basically it's a movie about this like couple like falling in love. The guy's like white Jewish and she's black. The tropes they're playing on is the angry black father that doesn't want his daughter to date a white guy, and the other trope is converted
Nation of
Muslim.
Islam, yeah.
The converted. No. Lorelai's father in there.
Eddie Murphy is her
And
father,
the other
Eddie
trope they
Murphy
play on
plays
is
her.
like, and the other
The mom,
term they
the
play
mom.
on is like the mom that's overbearing about making everything about race and making the girl feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But
It's
still
like,
fuck
what
with
is
the-
that called again? When white people are overly like helping the cause. What's that
Passive
called?
aggressive?
There's-
She says systemic.
White
She
guilt,
says
something like that.
systemic.
Race guilt or something
Like she
that.
treats
That's
her
what it's
regular
called.
like who she's like
Race
basically
guilt. So it's like she was acting with race guilt as opposed to just looking at the girl and being like, "What's your name?" She
Nah,
was
I-
like,
you
you
know
know.
what? Nah, I
That's
don't
why
think
when
so.
she. Okay, I'm gonna mash it up. Like that's why when they went to the
Spoiler
store.
alert.
That's why when they went to the massage place and they didn't get served first. She was like, "It's so fucked up that you're not helping black people." Like she had to jump in and play Martin Luther King, and I think that's called race guilt. Like she's playing on the guilt that she feels for what is rumored that her people did to black people, and she's acting on that as opposed to just acting on the human being that's in front of her.
Okay. Anybody? No.
I still want
Raise
to
your hand
address
if you've
that
been in an
thing.
interracial relationship. I'll get you.
Hell yeah, I
In the
live in
back, in the
Toronto.
back,
You
too.
dumb? Yes.
Don't
Yes.
ask me if I'm dumb. I'm not dumb.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. It's just in
Don't
my
ask me if
mind.
I'm
That's
dumb,
what
right?
happened
No,
in
in
my
the
mind.
back
I'm
too,
sorry.
in the
I'm sorry.
back
I'm sorry.
Everybody, again, please raise your hand if you've been in an interracial relationship at some point in your life.
Everyone.
in Toronto, it's
you-
hard. I agree.
I've been all over the world.
Yo, relax. This
I've been
guy.
all over the world.
Did anybody experience something familiar to what we watched in You People?
No.
Hell yes. Hell yeah.
Did you experience anything similar to what we watched in You People, the movie? On either side, yes. Can we get a mic to her, please? You're not giving up the mic, huh?
Okay, all right. We hear you. We hear you.
Hold
She's
on, I'll
ready
get you
to
right
top. That's what she's. I'm ready to top.
Okay,
Tap
so
in. Tap in.
Wait, did you raise your
personally, I
hand?
haven't
You have or you
been
haven't?
in a like interracial, like a real serious interracial relationship.
What does
Define
that
that,
mean?
please.
Yeah,
I
what
don't
does that
understand.
mean?
Like I was like in grade 5, you know. Like,
Great.
Oh.
So young
I'm
age.
about to talk
So
about
what
this.
we
Hold on a
talking
second.
about?
This hurt you. It's toxic time. She's getting toxic. She's petty.
But-
Grade 5 still affecting her.
Okay,
Let's go.
continue,
All right.
miss, please.
but
Petty as fuck.
like
Go ahead.
just being like I have family that
Right.
have married interracial, whatever, they're in interracial relationships, and I feel very much that the movie definitely like it hit it on the
On the head.
yeah, like for sure, because I feel
Good.
like sometimes they do things to prove that they're more black, or like they say certain things to be like, like I'm down with you. The family parties, they want to be playing reggae music. Like you don't
That's
play
crazy.
And it's
reggae.
the
Like,
worst. It's the
yeah,
worst.
it
Like
just-
Red Rat.
to me,
Red
it feels
Rat.
uncomfortable. I don't know for the
Yes,
other
that's
people
terrible.
around me, but because I'm so in tune with the culture, I feel like you guys, this is not right. Like it
Right
just
now, you
doesn't
could
feel
be a
right.
Jamaican and they play you some Burn Boy. They'd be like, yeah. You like this?
Or
Yeah,
they-
your
they start-
people.
They send me like Instagrams of like black things. Like, why are you doing that?
Who's
So,
sending you Instagrams of black things?
They would send you black things on WhatsApp? No, hold on.
So hold on, you have white
That's
friends
love in
who
a
are
way,
sending
though.
you
like,
black
no,
things?
like family members that married into white
And
people.
them white people are sending you their black
like,
things?
to try and be like, oh, I'm cool. Like,
You're like, look at what they did
You
to
know,
this
and
black
I'm
guy. I can't believe it. They send you those. They don't lie. They do. See, she's laughing.
No, but
They
here's
do,
what if I
they
send
do.
if I send you
Yeah.
a song like I like,
Yeah.
is like it's a song I like. I don't give a fuck.
But
what
that's
the guy-
called race guilt. That's
yeah, but
called
why
you're
you
gonna get
sending?
DMs
Why you
Saw Baby
sending
non-
me
Is it
that?
called race
Like,
guilt,
I
though?
I'm
feel
pretty sure. Something of the sort. Something to that effect.
No,
if
you don't
But I
need
used
to
throw
send me
dance hall
that
events though
though.
before, so it's like
All right, we have
but
one over here.
You can
please.
feel the difference of when somebody is actually immersed in the culture and is just sharing it because they are immersed in the culture versus somebody who's trying to relate to you just off of the fact that you are whatever race.
No,
like,
because it's not like, to me, it wasn't like black culture. It was like, no, it's like shit that where I grew up, people like. It was not
you
like
were
a black or white.
immersed in it. That is your upbringing.
Yeah.
But like I've been around people, even in the interracial relationships that I have been in,
White?
and it's like,
They were white?
yeah.
I just had to know that.
And you just have to make sure.
So hold on.
Yeah, no.
Can I
I
ask
just
you?
had to make
Well,
sure.
you're going. You're go. Go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
where it's like you're trying to relate to me and talking to me about like asking me questions like, oh, how about that Snoop Dogg? When it's just like you and I both know you don't listen to rap music, but you see me and now you want to talk to me about it. What you're telling me is you're looking at me as a black person as opposed to just a person, because you wouldn't say that to
100%.
somebody else. You're
See?
saying every time you do that stuff, you're letting me know that you're like, she's black. She's black. I see that she's black. And then you're uncomfortable because it's like, how am I going to talk to this person? I don't know how to relate to them and they're black. Like, that's the kind of stuff.
So I have a quick question. So you don't want them,
But you know what I'm saying? It's an example.
This gentleman has a question for
Wait,
you.
so
over
you don't
here.
want them to acknowledge your
bro.
blackness?
Hold on, CPU.
I'm not, no. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
See, obviously you see it, right?
Yeah.
But treat me like I'm any other person. Like, obviously see it, respect it,
Yeah.
but you don't have to remind me every single time by being uncomfortable and bringing that kind of stuff up
It's
every time.
tricky though
Here's the thing
because
that I didn't like.
Tricky
about the movie.
line.
Not
Tricky
because
line
I
she's
have
playing.
I
That's
have
what I'm
white
saying.
friends,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's just like I've grew up having different races of friends my entire life.
Same.
I've had so many white friends. I have white friends, and I don't every time I see them. So how about like I don't know?
How's that
some shit
Yorkshire
how about-
pudding?
All I'm
yeah,
trying to
like
say
how-
But that's the
How's that
thing. You don't.
meatloaf?
you know what I'm saying? Like I don't do that. I
You
just
don't.
talk
You don't
to them
have
as
to
a
do
person.
that. You don't have to do that because like the general shit or the basic shit is white.
No, but here's
Right?
the
But
problem.
it's the
though.
same, but I could still do that because it's not my culture. If I felt uncomfortable being around them and I didn't feel like I knew how to relate, I could easily be like, how's that spaghetti? Or like,
Yeah, no,
how's
never that.
was
That's a
cheese
spaghetti,
serving?
that's Italian.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't do that because I acknowledge that they're white, but that's not what it is. I'm just seeing them as a person. So I would like the same respect back, you know?
No, for
CPU
sure.
Steve,
Here's
I
the re-
know.
here's the
I'm
thing
gonna
I-
ask you real quick.
Yeah.
CPU Steve frequents women of the African nature.
Steve
He
love
likes
the
it.
dancehall
It's not like I'm
queen.
on vacation, bro.
He loves them.
He loves the
I wanna
dancehall
know.
queens. He loves them.
I want to
Purple
know.
wig, red wig. Who is
I wanna
Dennis
know.
Rodman? It doesn't matter, yo.
No, hold on.
It doesn't matter.
Let me talk to him, bro. Let me talk to him. Shit. Yeah.
Yo,
Let me talk to him. So,
Computer Steve
we
really
spoke
was born
off
at
of
their
camera
yard.
about this.
Yeah.
CPU Steve did not agree with this movie.
No,
These
the
were not
movie-
experiences he had, is what he told me. So I would like to get you
Well, hold on. No,
to explain.
you
No,
gotta,
no,
set,
no,
it,
get
you
him
gotta
to
set it better
explain.
than that because people were saying that this
No,
movie
no, I
was
don't-
him and his life experience.
Yes.
But
His friends were telling him that this
This
reminds
versus
them
you. I'm like, no,
of
it's
him.
not. No, here's okay.
Because
The biggest.
I thought that too
No,
at
stop,
first, but then I
let me
watched
talk.
it and I was like, I had to back up. Because
Go
You
that's,
didn't
ahead,
say anything.
CP.
You
that's
just
just
you
racist.
didn't,
I
you
know,
didn't bring
but
it
I
up
was
at all.
watching the movie and I thought that, and I was like, I
The
gotta back
biggest
up.
difference
This
I
is
see
racist.
is like they're trying to get away from these tropes and literally like they still painted the fucking angry black man.
Why?
But the most common
Dark
thing that
skin
no,
at that.
stop. The most common thing that happens in interracial relationships is the white father getting mad. They could just made the white father
It's
mad
really
and
true
like
though.
they could just flip the like make them like the black mom be like the other one that's like
A lot of these basketball.
How do you guys
a lot
think
of these
that
basketball
movie would have
niggas
went
fucking
if it
these
was
dope,
flipped
you know?
around?
they could that's like actually
I
the more
think-
likely scenario. That's the more likely scenario.
Nah.
No, the whole
It's
point
the-
is that they
you know,
always,
that's the
am
thing.
I getting angry?
It would have been more
from you?
political. It would have been way
Like the
more
whole shit,
political.
am I getting angry
But
for
the
you? And
good
they
girls
literally
like the
still
bad boys,
like we're
man.
trying to get away from this. Like, oh, let's solve racism with a fucking movie, and they still painted the angry black man. That's kind of fucked.
So,
in the end.
but was as what was
Hold
his,
on, you don't have a
trying to
mic.
make
You
it
don't have a
not
mic.
solve
Hold on,
it.
you don't have a mic. You don't have a mic. You don't have a mic.
Facts.
It's
was
literally
But keep
it's
going.
hypocritical. That's all I'm trying to say. The movie's hypocritical. I really didn't like it. I can't relate to any of it. And people
And
thought
that's
like I
coming
can. I'm like,
from-
no, it's not the same because I never
you know?
felt like I didn't belong anywhere.
The movie's a, it's a
Was the
rom-com though.
was the father's role
Which father?
Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Was he portraying the angry black man, or
Yes.
was he,
Yeah.
or,
You-
but,
you couldn't tell?
or was he portraying?
Did you watch the
Hold-
movie?
Hold on, yeah.
So you had
But
to
I'm
ask?
just playing devil's advocate here for a second. The
Sorry.
protective father. He's I know when you break it down to race, yes, it becomes angry black man, right? But it's that protective father. He's protecting his daughter. on maybe a superficial level, but nonetheless protective.
He
So
said-
it's like it's
Hold on.
reversing the roles as that. Like if you look at other movies where I don't even remember, but when the white man brings the black woman home, and it's the
Get Out?
you
That's
know?
not Get
Get Out
Out.
has to be a
I
horror
know,
movie.
That's
though.
Get Out.
Get Out.
There's Get Out, not Get Out.
That's
That's
Ashton
a- that's a
Kutcher.
real
There's
horror
one with like Guess Who? Ashton Kutcher. There's Ashton
Yes,
Kutcher.
with
Ashton
Bernie
Kutcher,
Mac. That's a
Bernie
big
Mac.
movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And
it's
like
the same
so
thing.
the roles
It's a
are
horror movie.
reversed in
Bernie
that way.
Mac.
Where
Rest
it's
in peace,
like
Bernie Mac.
that.
Yo, that was funny. R.I.P.
So-
for real.
I think maybe what they were trying to do is portray the black father as this protective man that is always portrayed in media as the white protective man of their white daughter. You
I'm
know?
not talking about movies. It's always like the angry black man
Angry
is like
black
a
man,
news
that's-
thing.
yeah.
It's like real life shit. they do.
100%. But let's take out that angry black man stereotype and put in
How
like
we
you
gonna
know
do that?
they
if
added
the
it.
movies are still
Bro,
doing it?
they made him a Pan-African
Hold-
Muslim.
Exactly. Hold on.
Like,
hold on.
what
hold on.
is
No,
she
yeah,
talking
that's-
about?
Yo, bro, a
I'm talking
nation
about,
of
like,
Islam
the
is
subtext.
something that's
Let's
like
talk
I'm
double
talking about
negatives.
like reading between the lines.
not
and-
this.
Yeah, let's talk double negatives here. So
Right, like, I'm
there's
saying-
double negatives on both sides. So
is,
they
for real.
did the angry black man, but why do you have to be Muslim too?
Well,
Like that
well,
to me was just like
But
you're
Nation of
actually
Islam is not
jumping
Muslim.
at
That's
like
the other
a certain
parts of this.
stereotype way too hard after what happened to Kanye West. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like
Yo, how did he get
it's
back
just
to
no.
Kanye?
Hold on, think about it. These
Nah,
are
bro,
two.
fuck
Hold on.
that. I'm not trying to talk about no Kanye. Bro.
I know. But the whole thing is this: it's just like you can't paint that picture after that something that big just happened. Like you're gonna drop a movie right after Kanye just had a rant and being the angry black man. You know, you're gonna paint another angry black man on one of the biggest movies of the year,
To the
probably.
Jewish family.
I will say though,
You know what I'm
even if
saying?
you're like
With-
so it's
against
like,
a
yeah,
Jewish
also
family,
Muslim.
yeah, like you know what I'm
To the
saying?
Jewish
Like it's
family.
just why
No.
would you like you're just trying to you're trying to win off Kanye again. Like it's just
No, we're talking
fucked
about
up.
Eddie
It's
Murphy
fucked
and
up.
him being.
Yeah,
So,
No, but I'm
Eddie.
saying the movie in general, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just
but
fucked up
the
to
other thing
do
is
that.
like
Why would
maybe
you do
he
that?
wouldn't have hated me as much because like I have like my country is Muslim, so it's like
Gangster, stunting again. He would have won with Lauren London, is what he's saying. He would have won, right? That's what he
Okay,
said.
All right. But
Right.
I'm just saying, it's just too
Nah,
close.
I'm
It's
good.
too early. It's way too
good.
early. It's like making an R. Kelly movie right now. It's too early.
What?
Yo, this
No one
guy's
wants
crazy.
to see that.
Nobody's
Okay,
making
so
an
why
R.
are we
Kelly
gonna
movie.
do? Why are we gonna do another angry black man against Jews right after Kanye just did that? And you know there was that battle back and forth. It's like
Fair enough,
somebody's
no, fair
trying
enough.
to continue
No, don't
that
say
fight.
fair enough.
And
They
you
started
just- you
filming
need to ignore
before
it.
that
You
shit
need to
happened.
ignore it.
What you mean? They started filming before that shit happened, and
No,
there's
but
money
that's
to
the
be
reason they have to
made.
make
Why
They're
drop
gonna
it
drop
now?
it.
Why drop it
Before
now? You
Kanye's-
had it
no,
from
no, but that's
time.
the
Why drop
reason
it now?
to. No, but they made that part of the reason they had to make him part of the Nation of Islam is because of all the stuff that Farrakhan has had against Jewish people historically, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like
They
no,
did
there's
a-
like, there's
they
like-
aligned a
so
lot.
they had to make like they had to add that because like the constant beef that happened in New York before. It was fucked. It was fucked.
Like this whole
Both ways. It was
dark
fucked.
skin anti-Semitic shit has to stop.
Yeah.
I agree
Amen.
with
Has
that
to
one
stop.
right there.
So why are we reiterating it like 4 months after Kanye lost his mind?
Yo,
With that
someone's
said,
good to be
everybody
good,
who
It's
yo.
just
raised
one
their
quarter,
hand
like, come
and
on,
we're
put
in
away
an
the
interracial
Capitalism.
relationship, would you do that shit again?
Fuck yeah.
Good.
On a more softer side, back to the
Everyone, everyone
original.
put my hand up. Fuck.
Yeah, back to the original like question.
I'll get you.
The only thing that was uncomfortable for me in my ex relationship, he's Filipino,
Okay.
was that he used to like
Yo,
crack
relax.
jokes that I felt
Tito.
like weren't meant for him to say. Like it's not funny. So like he would send me memes. One of the memes were like, "I want to play in my girl's hair at night, but it's on the dresser."
Yo.
And I'm like,
Is it true though? Hold on. Is
Sickening.
it true though?
it's not true because my hair is never on
You
the
saying
dresser.
you put it up around
That
your,
is
your
sickening.
room?
It's on the
No,
counters.
it's
No,
on,
that's nuts.
right? But
No,
no, it's
fuck.
like
Hold
I
on.
just
How many mannequin heads you own?
I own a salon, so a lot.
Why did
But
you
that's
ask me that
different.
She knocked me out.
But
She
that's
knocked me
different.
out.
But
She
that's
don't like
different,
that.
right? But no, I
She's
never
like, know
like
yourself.
we never got to the point for me to like unveil myself to him. And I felt like he always wanted that. Like he'd like, oh, like let me take your
He wants to
sewing
see your
out. And
real
I'm
hair.
like, no,
no,
I
play
don't
with my
need your
hair
help.
instead, boo.
No, but I just feel like certain things just you don't have to do that, you know? And I felt like that wasn't funny.
Why
What
do
if
Like
I-
you
you
wanted
think
it to be
people do
funny,
that?
but it wasn't funny.
Why do people do this?
No, it's the
though?
same shit that fucking Elaine was doing in the movie. I don't know her actual
You want to
name.
know
Her
why I
name was Elaine.
think?
Yeah.
I think because the easiest
Like
way
he-
to create
I feel like he
assimilation
wanted
is
to
conflict.
connect with
No,
me on a
because-
Yeah,
level,
true.
but I'm like,
Right.
this is not not the way to connect with
No,
me.
no.
Like,
If it was a girl
this
had
is not
straight hair,
funny.
you would. If a girl had like her own, it was like a white girl with regular fucking hair. He wouldn't have gone like, oh my god, like let me
But
go
he would
through
always
yours.
make comments too
He wouldn't have
about
done that.
girls
Hold on.
with like
Hold on. Let's
natural
ask
hair
some
and
real
stuff.
questions. How many dates you went on with this guy?
We
Like,
went on a lot of dates
How
actually.
many? Okay, so every time you linked them, was your hair different?
What is this guy getting to, bro?
No, I'm done. Keep it real.
Yo, listen.
Was it a different style? Different
Shout out her from London. She has all the hair for you.
Dennis Rodman, you don't want to admit
Wait,
it.
don't get me wrong. Don't get me
Dennis
wrong.
Rodman.
Like, I'm not easily offended, and I feel like
No, this is love. This is
No, I
all
mean
love.
by
This is
him.
love.
No, I mean
This
by
is love.
him. I mean
I'm
by
just asking
him.
some real shit.
But
you know?
even the guy I dated before him was Italian, and I felt like he was crazy over my hair. Like he looks forward to seeing me with different. He looks forward to seeing me with different hairstyles. So I don't feel like that was the problem. I just think he was trying to connect with
He was
me
trying to see
on
the-
a level, but instead of just coming to me and like talking about like finding interest in the things that I have going on, he was just would like crack these jokes that are not like
So
funny. I'm
that's
like,
that's
this
a
is not
big point. Like comedy should not be a way that you find your way in when you're
connect
dealing
in
with
an
the
interracial
opposite
relationship.
race.
Racial
Like,
comedy.
Because there's so many other things we could talk
comedy
about.
in general.
Yeah.
Like you can have
Racial,
your one,
you
two
can make a
neutral
bitch laugh.
jokes.
I didn't
But
know
So are
when
we
you're
taking a
gonna
couple
skip
shift
that
around
line
us?
and start telling me that the TV's moving because it's a black nigga in the living room or some shit. Like I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
Like don't try to vibe with me
That
on
is
that
crazy,
level.
bro.
I
Yeah.
don't care how
I've
much I know.
never
you.
heard that
And the
shit
whole
before.
thing
For
is, I played like
That
I
is
played
crazy.
like competitive sports up until I went into
This guy's
university,
stunting on you
right?
Tell my
niggas.
friends.
Hold on,
He's
wait.
stunting on you niggas.
And at the end
Competitive
of the
sports,
day,
he
it's
said.
like I became
What
friends with
other
a lot of
sports are
white
there, bro?
guys, and when you're friends with those white guys, they start now telling you the jokes that they say around their brethren. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm in deep enough to know that, but I still don't want to know that. That's not the way we
Yeah.
interact. And
Do you
I
feel-
think
do
a
you
lot
feel
of
like
the
the
time,
outcast? Did
I
you
think
feel
a
like
lot
the
of the
outcast?
time, what happens is that same love that they're trying to portray is just not. They're not using the right means to, get through. You get what I'm saying? So my main point is don't use fucking comedy to become my brethren if it's a racial thing. Don't
Racial
do it.
comedy.
I
is
just think
not
he's
the
awkward.
one. Like,
That's
try
it.
Racial
any
comedy.
other way.
Very
Tell me some
awkward.
historic facts about my country. I don't know.
So
Bro,
Kylie
where
Jenner
did you-
can't solve.
Bro,
so
where
Kylie
did
Jenner
you hear
can't
that
solve
racist ass
racism with
joke about the
Pepsi.
TV?
Huh?
Where did
From
you
my
hear that
football
racist
team
ass joke
members.
about the
From
TV?
my football team
That is
members.
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I've
Worse
never
than
heard that shit. That's
Worse
crazy.
than that.
Huh?
10 times worse than that. yo.
So you
That
say
is
like so
crazy.
Kylie Jenner cannot solve racism with Pepsi.
Hell fucking no
Absolutely
she can. She
not.
can make a band.
you
You know,
guys
she
seen
can
that
make some
commercial?
bread, but
Have you guys
No,
seen
we
that?
have one over here.
All right.
Gentlemen.
Wild.
So before I lose my point, I wanted to go last. That's the funny thing about this whole subject. Because why I wanted to go last is because I come from an interracial family.
Good perspective.
My mother is white and my father is black Jamaican, right? My children, one of their fathers is African, Nigerian, and one of their fathers is Jamaican. They also are interracial. So any which way you look at it, just like London said, like, Filipino, like white, whether it's Italian, whether it's, German and black, it's still interracial, right? So it's just like one of those subjects. I wanted to know, first of all, before I say anything, who here is from an interracial family? Like, who's interracial here? Anybody? Okay.
There's a few in
So there's
here.
a few? Okay.
no,
So,
I'm dead serious.
He is.
exactly. Everybody is so opinionated here, and I love it. Like, I respect everybody's opinion about interracial relationships. Shout out interracial relationships, because if there was none, I wouldn't be here, right? But at the end of the day, interracial. I think, like, yo,
I hate when
our
people say
our
that.
place, Canada, like, we already know, like, we're a super interracial place, like Canada. Not even just Toronto, Canada in general.
Multicultural. you
We're a
mean.
very multicultural, interracial place. Like, we have a lot of interracial relationships. You'll
Different-
see
yeah,
all
true.
different types
Mix
of
up thing.
relationships. Yeah. Like, you'll meet people, you're like, oh, shoot,
That's what
you
I'm saying.
like...
How can you live in Toronto and not,
You
catch
guys have
every
no
belt
like,
on the
Exactly.
color spectrum?
like I was
you know
born
what
raised
I'm
in,
saying?
I was born and raised in
Catching
Bosnia.
belts out here.
I was born and raised in Bosnia. I was there till I was 10. And it's like everyone just white and looks the same, right? So I come here and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? I've never seen people of like, and here you see like everyone, and it's like I was fascinated by everyone. It's pretty fucking awesome. But it's like the only time I saw a black person before I came here was like Michael Jordan on TV.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Okay.
That is crazy.
Big up to Mike Jordan, yo. All the time, yo.
All right, we
Yo,
got
they-
one over
no, they-
here.
I was-
One
they-
last
I
one.
I was gonna speak to
beat down
what she
Croatia
said
and
as
the
well or whatever.
Olympics.
Whenever like we're in we're kind of in a melting pot when it comes to Toronto. Only 3% of Canada is black.
Yeah.
So 97% of the rest of the country is not
Is
black.
that a real stat? I think
Yeah.
it's closer to like
No,
10%.
seriously. It's only 3%.
States is like 13%.
It's like
We're
three and a
closer to,
half or some shit. So
I
like
don't know,
96,
it's like 6 to
97.
10, I think.
Yeah,
I
so
can't
like
remember.
95% of the countries are. And the further you go away from Toronto, the more white it gets.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's hard
Wow.
to. Yeah. So if like,
This
if
guy
you're in
went
like,
straight
yeah,
to
you
the
go to
point.
Vancouver, you're like, you go to Ottawa, it's even worse. Like if you go to London, it's even worse. If you go to Guelph and all that kind of, it's like the same shit. So
You go to Brampton?
I
You're
think
right. It's
Brampton,
like-
I mean, yeah, but it's like, you know what I mean? I mean, there's obviously.
Shout out Brampton.
There'll be a higher percentage of black people in Toronto, but
Yeah.
you
So
go to
there's
other
obviously
places,
like a
there'll
lot
be-
of immigrants that come to the
Yeah.
country and stuff like that. Like even when you go to the hoods that are in Toronto, there's Asian people, Indian people, like people from the Middle East, whatever case may be, right?
Yo,
So
one of my
Tamil
exes
Tigers
is
are not a place,
Egyptian
bro.
and Filipino, yo.
yeah, so
Yo,
yeah, so
trust
I
me,
find
I
it,
did that.
This guy's trying to stunt again.
Whole episode
Again.
It was crazy.
yeah, so it's
I was living a dream.
uh,
It was a dream.
yeah, so it's not surprising when I meet people here and they're like, yeah, I date interracially. It's like it's almost like kind of like how can you not? It's like do you not go outside? You know?
No.
I
Live
think
your
it's so
life.
awesome just like see like
Variety
like
is
the
the
food, the
spice
music
of
and
life.
shit that I never saw before. Like you're just like it's like whoa, it's like a culture shock at first. And you're like I love fucking from everywhere. Like show it to me.
All right, I got two more.
So if we're talking about interracial on a global level, right? So I'm from the Bahamas where majority is black, right? And so interracial there is totally different to what interracial is here. So I mean, it kind of comes down. I don't know if you can relate to this from coming from the Bahamas. Is that it's a lot more of like a classist. I don't want to say
Like classism.
Like the
Class-
lighter
right.
you
Yes,
are,
lighter
the
you
lighter
are.
you are.
Right. And-
Very
well,
true.
I mean, if you
What's
look at
that
it, right? So
That's colorism.
the Bahamas,
Colorism, exactly.
right?
Colorism.
That's
you damn
exactly
well
what
know
I'm
the
saying.
white people
So
fucking
interracial
have most
couples
of the power
home
over
I
there.
don't know
is
much about white
kind
people
of
still.
not frowned on, but not as common. So it's really relative, and that's really what I want
Do
to
people
say,
mix
but it's
though?
not-
Do white
Yeah,
people hang out with white
black men
people?
from the Bahamas very rarely date
Yeah.
white women.
No, we don't.
Not
Right,
that
so
they
it's
don't
not
like
like-
them. Don't get me wrong. They
They
just
like the- they
they
like
just
the
prefer
tick-ticks
to be
still.
with.
But you'll see some
black
shit. You'll see
women.
some cities in the
Tick,
states
tick.
where you'll see like Cleveland is a perfect example. I've never seen this shit in my life. It blew my mind. One side, they had this like bar or club street, and it was one side was white and fucking techno music, and the other side was black and rap music.
It's a
And I'm
lot,
like,
in a
bro,
lot
you
of
literally see a
American
line.
cities.
No one's fighting. There's no beef or anything, but it's like you literally fucking see the divide. It's wild.
Cross that
Segregation.
line, there'll be a beef. Cross that yellow line,
Yeah,
nigga.
for sure.
Yeah, it is. No, you're right. Like,
All
bro,
right.
So
String you up.
just
real
a quick
hard.
topic to touch back to like how you
Real
guys
shit.
felt about like people saying jokes about things. I agree with what you guys were
Racial
saying.
comedy.
Racial comedy, yeah. But like, there's some people out here, like my mom, for example. Anybody who knows my mom knows that lady's Jamaican. Nobody. People ask me like, "Are you sure? Like, she never grew up in Jamaica?" No, like she just been around Jamaicans her whole life. Like, she's just so influenced. Like, she's literally one of those white people that are like, yeah, stop being Jamaican, like, and it's just her. It's like
But
so where
is she
she was
born in Yard?
influenced. She wasn't born in Yard. She's just always with Jamaican men. My dad's Jamaican. Her second son, she
She's
only
a
has 2
draft
kids,
pick
is
then. She
Jamaican.
got drafted
Man said a
in.
draft
She's a draft
Yeah,
pick.
She's a
literally,
draft
she just
pick.
loved
Came
Jamaican
through. We're like,
culture.
we
She
accept
always
you
went to
across the
Yard when I
line.
was growing up. Always went to Jamaica all the time. Took us to Jamaica. She took me to Jamaica. Not even my Jamaican dad. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know.
It's
She's a
just like
Jamaican
Ed
at heart. Real
Sheeran.
shit.
Ed
She
Sheeran,
embraced
he
the
took
culture.
We drafted him in. He's okay with
No,
it.
no, no.
Embrace
no.
it.
Ed Sheeran was making beats and working with like them like way back.
Diplo's the next man.
No.
Diplo's the next man we drafted.
So,
in, like,
demographics in
certain
Canada?
Eminem, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Like, there's
no,
certain
I'm
man
coming
to
for
the
you.
test of time.
So the
He could walk
demographics
through
of
the hood and
Canada
he might not get
ratio.
chopped up. You know what I mean? Like he'll
Let him
he's
go,
nice.
please.
Canada is 69.8% white, 7.1% South Asian, 4.7% Chinese, 5% Indigenous. Black is next at 4.3, Arab at 1.9, Latin at 1.6, and just gets like below 1 after that.
So
Except for
so we're
Rexdale.
4.7.
Rexdale's biggest
4.3.
population in
We're
Spanish.
4.3.
4.3 in the Bahamas. It's 90.6% black,
Yep.
4.7 white, 2.1 mixed.
Yep.
So
Those are
they
white
don't
Bahamians.
mix. So it's like it seems like
Mix
it's
is making
segregated.
its way, yo.
That's what I'm trying to
About
say.
to ton it off.
But then, going off of what you're saying is like like being white in that environment. What she was saying is like, I was very fortunate enough. I went to a predominantly white school in the Bahamas, and
That's fortunate.
that's when I say fortunate. I'm saying in the Bahamas. Like when I say that, I'm saying that's just Lord. That's just how.
She's stunned on you. She's like, I went to school on the beach, nigga.
Wait. Let me explain. I had the privilege. When I say sorry. When I say fortunate, I'm ignoring.
No, I know. I'm sorry.
No. Explain yourself. I'm not telling you. No. It sounded a little nuts.
That shit was hilarious.
When I talk about that, I'm saying in the Bahamas, the level of, unfortunately, this is unfortunate, like where the school system is at, where the teachers go that are preparing students to come to Canada to ace their I'm not saying that they don't exist in other schools. I'm saying like where the resources are lied. That's
where
what
the
I meant.
funding is.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I retract the fortune. I'm saying I'm acknowledging my privilege in that sense, right?
I know exactly what you meant. I was giving you shit. I know that.
I'm saying
sorry.
like I have gone to school with people who are Bahamian, but they are white. And when I say white, they are white. They're the descendants, right? And then they come to Canada, and then they take on this persona of Caribbean. And then people in Canada are like, what are you? Like, you're not, but they're Caribbean. They're from the Bahamas.
That's what they call a unicorn.
They're putting two and two, they're saying, oh, Caribbean means black. And it's like, it's an interesting kind of concept when you think of it, like going globally and going from an island, the Jamaica, the environment that you're raised in, into like a city setting like Toronto. It's very interesting.
Shout out to Patois, the restaurant.
I've met like even like Asian dudes, whatever. Like that's how they look physically, but they have dreads, and you can't tell them they're not Jamaican, yo.
No,
They'll
like
tell
that's
you
what
they're
I say. Shout out to
Jamaican.
Patois,
Like,
the
No,
restaurant.
hell no.
Chinese, like he's Chinese Jamaican.
Big up
right?
to every grocery store in
But
Jamaica
yo.
is owned by a Chinese man.
But yo, what you guys? But yo,
It's
what you guys
also-
seem to forget?
Big up.
It's also like quick, sorry. So it's
yeah.
also places like Cayman Islands. I don't know if anybody heard about there, but like a lot of Jamaicans moved to Cayman because it's predominantly white owned. It's the British island, so they end up thinking it's a more safer place
It's
to be
boring.
because Jamaica is so dangerous to some people. Like you have a lot of older Jamaican people just moving to Cayman because it's like it's right there.
Yo,
and
everybody
it's,
that
it's
works
just
in
easier.
Cayman is Jamaican.
It's an easier
Real
life.
shit.
And like, yo, yeah, I don't know.
Yo,
Jamaicans
but
though
let me-
take
The
over are
servers, the
taking over
grocery
just
store, the
Canada.
fucking.
Big up Jamaica.
I wish. Well,
Yeah, but let me just. But,
Go ahead.
Nah, not big up Cayman Islands.
Go ahead,
Cayman
brother.
Islands was
yeah,
boring
but
as
let me
fuck.
just touch on something though. The Caribbean
Oh, that's true.
is mostly Africans. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So there was no white people back then when the Caribbean was all Africans. You know what I mean? The Europeans migrated to the Caribbean. Like I was one person that was a kid seeing bombs dropping down in Grenada, part of a revolution. You know what I'm saying? So
shit sucks, bro.
so
Oh, shit.
I know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that, yes, don't get me wrong. A white girl or white people come to the Caribbean. Yeah, Caribbean men love that. You know what I mean? Because I'm
Keep it
going
real,
to
though.
speak
Keep it
on the
real.
truth because that's another way for them to escape the Caribbean.
I get a little bread on the side.
Whoa,
so
that's
keep
a
it
whole
real.
different
No,
thing
that's
right
a-
there.
that's
I'm just
a
talking
move.
some truth.
Now
You
we're
know what I
talking
mean?
green cards.
I'm talking some truth.
and,
Talking green
That's a
cards and
move,
visas.
yeah.
Now we're talking visas
and
and
marriage.
Citizenship.
Somebody
you know what I'm
named
saying? I'm just
Gertrude.
being real. I'm just being real.
Yo, Western Union's dangerous, you know. Western Union is dangerous.
I want to hear the $3,000 a week story. What?
Huh?
Who had $3,000 a week?
Me too. I'm sorry.
Who was
Oh,
saying? What
hold
is
on,
this?
hold on.
No,
So
there's
this
some
is a
shit that
funny
no one
story.
wants.
'cause-
Oh my God! You start him. You start him.
It
Say
sounded-
Reverend something. You start
it
him.
sounded interesting.
So yo, basically, I'm on the fucking resort dream weekend, and I'm there, and I'm asking one of these resort guys to help me, and he's like, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is your job, yo. You can't help me out. The man's like, yo, brother, you know, so me get $3,000 a week from my white gal. I'm like, oh my God. Like, okay, so you're not gonna get me a towel?
Don't
That's
go to
crazy.
Rio, bro. Go to a better resort.
That's where I was. How'd you know?
Oh, you were traveling budget
Yeah.
friendly.
But Ryu's
He's trying to get
Ryu's
out.
the
I'll pick the
party.
physical gift over a
Rio
Rio
is
still.
the party hotel dream weekend. You want to turn up, you go to Rio. See it? So, you know.
Yeah, tell it to
Big
the
up to the
Rios in
gal
Mexico that had
you know,
tainted
stayed
fucking
with me
tequila and people
overnight.
died and shit.
Anybody else on interracial relationships? That's where we were. I don't know if you guys remember. That's where we were. Interracial
just think it's
relationship.
cool.
Anybody else?
Going back to what you said earlier.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, Toronto's a melting pot, but sometimes you like what you like. You know what I mean? Because I don't date interracial. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm light skinned. No, back in slavery and whatever. My mom's genes are strong, so I'm red. But I mean, I like what I like. There's nothing wrong with that. But I don't want to have to explain certain things, like why I wear a bonnet or why we're offended with certain things. You know what I mean? Like I have an Egyptian friend, and we get into some heated debates. But it's like
Cleopatra was married to a Greek guy, by the way. Cleopatra was married to a Greek guy, by the way.
Say again?
Cleopatra was married
Egyptian
to a
queen
Greek
guy.
man.
True. Ptolemy.
But he's
Oh,
not
yeah,
like
yeah.
Afro Egyptian.
Anyways, continue.
But I mean, we get into some heated debates about like why I feel a way about certain things and like white people saying nigga in music and like just
So the
different
long
things.
and short is you're saying it's too much talking. You don't want to explain why you're in your 90 and
No, some shit
bonnet.
like I'll never
You don't
never
want to
understand. Like I'm
explain
white, right?
why
I get
your
that.
hair
I get
changed
that.
color.
Yeah.
You don't want to explain, you know what I'm saying?
But if you're with
Just
somebody
essential
who you
shit.
like, as you said, if you are with somebody and you love that person, let's just speak for the love feast that the man's talking about.
They won't even get to that.
How do we? Don't you think it's like necessary to explain that to your person so they understand that bothers you and that's
But
not
to
something
get
they
to that
should
I
be
mean, if
doing?
I was in that situation, I suppose, yeah. But like I said, I like what I like.
No,
So.
but you would never even get to that because you wouldn't even entertain it.
That's what I'm
No, I've
saying.
hit on girls before and they say you're not the right complexion. I'm like, all right, cool. Like,
That's nuts.
So like to add on
Whatever.
to that, for me personally, I have been very fortunate to date like the white guys that I have dated. They've been really good guys, like no racism shit from them personally. But what was a tipping point for me and like one of my exes was like we were having a conversation about politics, and at the time like he wanted to become a police officer. Everything was really so we started having conversations because at this time we're talking about marriage, we're talking about kids and stuff
did he
like
cuff
that.
you at home?
Yo,
Sorry?
chill,
Did he
chill,
cuff you at
nigga.
home?
Chill, nigga. What's wrong with this nigga?
Please.
Chill, chill.
Cuffed her at home still.
So then we're having
time.
conversations about this stuff, and we're having conversations about like, you know, if we were to like have a son and like having certain conversations that he would need to know as a, you know, a person of color, a black person, a mixed person in the world, right? Where they are probably going to be received as black, right? And having those conversations, it was just not hitting. And I remember like I loved this person very much. They loved me very much. But like those are the kinds of conversations where I was like, okay, I know now that for me, this is not gonna work. There was certain things where it's just like he could see, he was understanding what I'm saying, but he didn't really get it. And I was like, I don't want to do that.
No, he feels you. I got something.
No, that always scared me if I had a
Hold
mixed
on.
kid. If I had a mixed kid, that would not be able to talk to my child about like the shit that I would never understand.
Yes.
Like,
I
it's
thought
all
you
you, but,
could
like,
explain the
it
cow
never
foot
come
in
from
the
you
pot.
personally.
Hold on.
It's cow
Hold on.
foot.
You guys are
You want
both
to
talking.
name it or not, yo?
Relax, relax.
that's fine.
Shit.
Yeah, I
What I'm
understand
saying
that.
is this. Is it safe to say in an interracial relationship, and I know you said your mom adopted that culture, so it wasn't nothing for her to understand. But is it safe to say that we will both never really fully understand each other's cultures? Is that safe to say in a interracial relationship?
I think
it's a cultural thing that you're speaking of.
Sorry, because I feel like you can understand the culture. You can be fully immersed in the culture to the point where you feel like that is your culture, or it can be for somebody like a white person born in Jamaica. That is their
People
culture.
shit.
But can you understand my experience as a
There's
black
no
person going
way.
through? Like,
So
you're
that's
not going
what
to be
I'll
able
say.
to understand
There's
it.
no possible way for someone from the
white
opposite
guys know the
culture
black
or opposite race
experience.
to
Like they
do
get
that.
slammed on police cars with their brethren. Like
Yeah,
it's-
so-
no, come on. I know
Hold on,
some
hold on.
white guys out
You
there.
gotta
They're
wait for
real
him.
still. Real tuggy niggas.
Let him
and
go.
They're running
Yeah,
from
so-
white right now with their mans, yo. No
Let
one's
him go,
snitching.
bro.
Don't worry, bro. I'll carry your gun. They won't check me.
Yo, you'll be
We
surprised the
good.
white boys will
Hold
suck
on,
up for some of
bro.
these niggas.
We got one over here, please.
Yeah, so my experience was a little bit different. I was born in Scarborough, but I moved to Caledon when I was 6.
Where's
And this is
Caledon?
Caledon. It's like north of Brampton.
Where do
It's
you
like
go, fam?
yeah, What's
I
that?
don't know that. I
Where?
don't know them spots.
Caledon.
Where's that?
It's like past Brampton.
Outside
like,
Ontario?
Like you go until the 410 ends and then you drive straight for 30 minutes.
Okay.
Why would you do that?
So
this is where I grew up.
predominantly
Sound
white.
like a black man jumping on a
predominantly
trampoline.
white. It's
Why
like
would you
only
do
white.
that?
Predominantly
So
white.
okay, yeah. So I grew
My
up
goals
around
to
a
not drive
lot
get
of white
driven,
people.
bro.
The only black people I knew were like my family members, basically. So my parents are from the Caribbean, St. Kitts and Nevis, and
Big up.
big up. Yeah, St. Kitts thing, soca. Yeah, and so I grew
Wait,
up
soca
in
warrior.
that kind of that environment, and then I went to college in London, Ontario, which is white.
Jeez.
And then
You went from like whiter to whiter. Like,
Pyramid.
yeah.
Wait, what's
Whiter.
the school there? What's the school there?
It's what happened. What in London? Yeah, I went to Fanshawe.
Is West
And then,
London? Is that what it is?
So did you
Okay.
Yeah,
did you have an interracial relationship?
Yeah, it was like basically all interracial relationships for the most part until I was like 25 or 26. Not until I got older. Yeah, until I was like 26 or 27. But that's just because like what I was. It's geographic. It's
Yeah.
kind of like what you were talking about. Like you were around white people predominantly for like a certain period of life, and then you moved, and then it changed.
Yeah, we had
right?
a different issue. Ours was like a religious issue.
Oh, okay, well
not
then
like
it might have been
not like a
different.
race thing. It was all
Yeah,
like,
but
everyone
for me
saying
it was like
even
it was
weirder.
absolutely like just not. I wasn't around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now it's a lot more. I don't know.
Did it feel harder though? Like, did you feel left
Because it's
out
like
and
I
shit?
had that whole like I didn't fit in type thing. Like
Yeah.
I didn't understand. Like you know what I mean? And
Hold on.
Now-
Is it one of those things where you're like, you're not white enough for the white guys, but you're not black enough for black guys? Yeah.
yeah,
See?
they're like oh like
That's
you
a
would look like
conundrum
But
of a
everyone's
lot
mixed.
of black
No,
yeah,
everyone's
even with the
mixed.
music
You're
and
black-
stuff
you're
like
not-
that. Like I
everyone's
would go
mixed,
to
you're not
like I
putting
would go
away,
to a
you're
party.
black.
Or like let's say it was my birthday, whatever. Like
Yeah.
I'll go to a party and then when I walk in, they change the music,
That's crazy.
and I'm just like, I like that song.
Oh, the one I played.
Like
But I'm
it could
saying,
be
but
like
you know,
whatever.
it's
It could be
like-
like
I'm
in
like,
sync,
fuck.
yo. Play it in
yeah,
sync.
yeah. So just like it was very obvious. You know what I mean? And then like sometimes I would like even certain parents, it'd be like whatever. Like I would date a white girl, they bring me home, and it was like kind of, it's like what the fuck, like we're like, how'd you find a black guy all the way up here?
Yo, that's crazy.
Type shit. Like you know what I mean? It was
Okay,
kind
but
of.
hold on.
We
She
stumbled
brought up
on racial
something,
trauma
and this is
here.
where we should probably end it off. But imagine the white guy going out with the black girl is a funny comedy, but the black guy going out with the white girl is a horror movie.
Yeah, Get Out. Yeah.
Yeah. So my mom, even my mom, like even in,
So
like even when I was
just
in
taking the
hold on,
scope
hold on,
of
hold
how
on.
this is being built up. You get what I'm saying? It's
even when I
like-
was in college or whatever,
Yeah.
like my mom was like, "Oh, like why don't you bring home a nice black girl?" I'm like, "Mom, I don't know any."
Oh, no,
I'm like, you have
fair,
to
right, yeah,
understand
yeah.
like where we grew up and stuff like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then I went, and then my parents split up when I was 26, and I moved to Scarborough, and that was culture shock again.
Scarborough,
I
big
moved
up
to
Scarborough.
Galloway. Like
Oh.
You moved to
so
GA?
at
Upper
26, like
VP,
after being
I
around
grew up
white
at
people
VP.
my whole like complete 180. So that's like and-
Allah.
yeah, I'm dating one now.
He said he's dating one right
Yeah,
now.
oh,
He's
yeah,
made up
yeah,
like
But
yeah,
why
so
is that
like-
good for you? Like, why
Yeah,
can't he
so
just
now
do
it's
whatever
like-
he wants?
Yeah, I'm a little. I know I'm a
I
little
never
bit older
said
now,
like,
but
You guys are having a conversation. She don't have a mic, my nigga. she
So
don't
what
have
I
a
want to
mic.
say is like my
You're
experience
having
was
a
different.
conversation
Like
with the wall.
So my experience was different, like growing up. Like for us, everyone's white, but we're the only country that's 50-50. I'm from Bosnia. It's the only country that's 50-50 Muslim, and half the country is Muslim, half the country is Orthodox. Every other country in the world is either like 89% one way or the other way. We're half-half, and we had a fucking like religious war. So everyone's white, everyone looks the same, but like they at least started fighting over like fucking religion. It was weird. Like genocide started happening. Like shit got fucked.
That's like
But
LA.
the problem is like, okay, my dad's side is Muslim, my mom's side is Orthodox. So I'm like, I can't be religious now because I'm like, if they, like, I'm like, what the fuck do I do? And it's like, and my mom's family was accepting. They were the Orthodox side. They were accepting of him. Like he lived. They like it's assigned apartments. It's like communism. So it's like he ended up living like at my grandma's house, like with my mom and me. But then, like my grandma, on my dad's side, literally told my mom, like, I wish you were Muslim, kind of thing. I'm like, yo, you're fucking like. It wasn't about everyone was white, but it was about religion. It wasn't race.
Which is another big thing.
But it was weird. So I can't identify with either religion. But it's
Yeah.
like when I tell them my dad's side, tell people. But yeah, fucked up things. Like I tell people my dad's side is Muslim. They're like, oh, you're not brown. It's like, what?
It's a religion.
So,
bro.
like, religion and relationships is like a whole different subject. Like,
Yeah.
we talking
But
about
it's different. I came here and I
interracial
saw
relationships,
everyone
though.
after, and I was
Glad
like,
you
whoa,
brought that
crazy.
back.
So, like, let's bring that right back, right?
Thank you.
So, back to what Staffs and you were saying, Shay, right? Or sorry, Veda, sorry. Yeah, I agree. Like, I feel like it's very, very important for like parents who are have interracial kids to have these conversations.
Yes.
Because even growing up, I remember like nobody had that conversation with me. And I'm an 88 baby, so I'm old. But at the end of the day, like nobody had that conversation with me. And like having a Jamaican mother, or well, I thought like she wasn't Jamaican, she was white. She knew how to turn it on and off. But when she was mad, she was Jamaican. Right? So she was Jamaican to me in my head.
She's like, I
So
got
to me,
drafted,
it was
nigga.
mad confusing because like I would go to my grandma's house, my dad's house, and like they're from the Rex, right? They're from Rexdale, and I used to grow up in the suburbs. I grew up in
Rexdale.
Mississauga, right? So
so
where my
happy you
mom
said it's a
brought me
suburb.
because she felt like that was more safe for us, right?
Mhm.
And then like I used to go to my grandma's house, and my cousins would be like, "Oh, you from the suburbs? You white as shit." Da 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 da. Like I did not fit in. And then I would go to the white side now, and I like eventually she moved us to Milton. Okay, Milton. If anybody
Where's
knows what the fuck
Milton?
Milton is,
That's deep
shout out
still.
to Hearst.
I used to check a thing.
not just tumbleweed
But
up there.
anyways,
by
long
the
story
water
short,
tower.
Yeah,
Milton is where my mom
Hamilton.
moved, and it was like I
Where's
didn't fit
Hamilton?
in there at all. They were like, "You're black," and I'm like, "What? How?" Like I'm not black enough, but like, so I never fit in anywhere. Like I was confused for a long time. Like, what the fuck am I? Like even today, I think people still be like, "Oh, she black as fuck." Like whatever,
Can I
whatever,
ask you a
whatever. But I
question,
can
though?
turn it on. I can turn it off. I could be black, and I could be white when I want to be.
So within
When
yourself,
when I introduced this topic, I didn't really think about the products of what I was talking about, and that's what I'm sitting right beside me.
So what you're even like, you guys are even touching on.
So I'm a relate
That's
to.
why when you said you talked about kids, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
it is.
relate
Last
to,
one, please, and then we'll move on.
I'm gonna relate to you heavily
one
on
too
that
deep.
because, like I said, when I talk about that school I went to, I would go to school and because
last one.
I'm mixed but white passing, I would.
Hold that mic.
Oh, right, oh,
right to the
oh,
mouth.
right to my face. Okay,
Yeah.
but
Really?
I adapted in how to blend in the school so that I wasn't a standout, but I always was, right?
Wait, where's
but
this?
but I went home and then I got, oh, you talk proper because you go to this white school, and then it was like that dynamic where it was like, you're right, no one talks about that like level of insecurity that comes with being black as a mixed person, as that interracial, right? And so when we talk about the movie, it's like, yeah, we could touch on like what it is to be in it on that surface level, but what is it so deep down inside where you're gonna have mixed babies? Like you're gonna have to teach them to say, you know what, you are black, but also you're white. Also, like, you know, this is what you not even appropriate, but like where you stand in the world essentially. And I think that's what the movie should have been, or any movie that comes out about that should be promoting, is how to exist in an interracial world, how to teach our interracial babies that, listen, you're gonna have to move in the world a very different way, and not less or more, but just different, just the same experience, just like a different font.
Can't call them like a half-breed baby.
I work a 9 to 5. I still talk to you as well.
Can't call them that. Can't call them like a
no,
half-breed
but the whole
picnic.
thing is, you have to teach them this, and I don't care what interracial there are. If white see you, you're black. So put your hands on the wheel and talk slow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like
Yeah, but the
that-
thing is,
that
though, like
was-
even my mom is a fucking Eastern European 65-year-old woman. A cop drives by her car, she gets so fucking nervous, bro. You have no idea.
She's smart.
All right.
Yeah,
Right,
like I
understand.
was kind of like
It depends on the culture.
I had this conversation with my mom when I was like 30.
She hates police, bro.
We had this conversation. I was kind of upset with her that she didn't like kind of bring me around like more black people when I was growing up, because like now that I'm older, like I understand what I missed, and like I'm not gonna do that to my kids when I have kids. So I kind of had that conversation. I was just like, yo, like I was raised like really, really, and I understand what she's trying to do. Like I wanted to go to the good school and the, like do like whatever, like I'll go away from the
that is
violence
such
and
a
like yada
deep
yada yada. Like she wanted me
conversation
to
to
have.
get into.
I know what
It's
she's
too
trying to
deep.
do. So I don't
It's
like.
too
I
deep.
don't like. I'm
We're
not. I wasn't
getting
like
into
mad at her.
post-colonialism. And,
Yeah.
No, but like, yo,
Listen, I'm gonna table it. Okay, I'm gonna table it for
Can I just
another
final,
tax
can I
time.
just do a final say?
Okay, yes.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I
the
was
way-
saying.
I
What
just
my
wish
mom
she did
taught
that
me
for me.
always was like, okay, is there differences like physically between like me and you? Yeah, you're black, I'm white. I get that, but it's like if I see another white person, like their eye, like okay, like your hair is like turquoise. It's like that's a feature. Like my mom taught me like judge a person by the person, and that's it.
Not
Like
by
not the
their
color,
wig.
like it's a feature. Like okay, yeah, you are black. I can admit, like, yeah, of course. But it's like, who are you as a person? You being black is not a like in those are one's a feature, one's like
A character.
Yeah.
You need a mic, sir. You need a mic. Malcolm. Brother Malcolm was ready to preach.
And for real this time,
Yo.
the last one. I swear to God.
Sorry, yo. I'll make it simple. I'll make it simple.
Be a good person.
I make it simple. Just to make things easy. If you have a white, black, yellow cup, and you pour
Man called you a white.
water into all three of them, we all the same thing. So
yes,
that's the way to do it.
Yes. All right, let's end on
With
that.
me
That's
and
perfect.
water.
That's
Water.
perfect.
Real earth, strong thing.
All right, this is gonna be kind of a personal one. Who's single in this room right now? Put your hands up, please.
Feature, bro.
Yo, it's sad to say, yo.
But I'm not gonna.
What are you people doing for
Valentine's Day?
What are you people doing for Valentine's Day? No, this is not an invite.
I like the cat.
I want to know what single people do on Valentine's Day. Yo, man said they cry.
I just play Single Ladies by
Can
Beyonce
I
on
get
repeat.
somebody with a mic? I want to hear ladies. Yes.
So for the past couple of years, well, ooh, Lord, not me exposing myself.
No, do it. You're here.
Galentine's Day. That's what I've been doing. Like
She said Galentine's
like
Day.
a little.
What does
so
that mean?
It's a get together with my single ladies, and we
shit
we
talk
do our
man,
thing.
bro. You know it.
Perspective, yo.
What did you say?
I thought when she said Galentine's Day, she meant
Many.
that she
Like
played with the
a
toys or some shit.
Oh, see? OnlyFans is ruining people, y'all. These girls have the 30-inch dildos and they're going ham on cam. It's fucked up. See, his mind's torn. His mind is torn. He thought a girl's gonna dug out her thing. Valentine's Day.
Wait, you're gonna say you spend
Anybody else?
Where his mind
Wait,
went.
they're saying they spend
Single
Valentine's
people.
Day on OnlyFans.
This guy is crazy.
That's the
Single-
saddest shit I've ever heard,
Hold
bro.
on,
You
CPU
spend
Steve.
Valentine's on
I just
OnlyFans?
chill. I do whatever I want to do. To me, it's just another day. So if
Hold
I
on.
made plans to go
What
to
is
the
he
mall
talking
that
about
day,
then?
I go to the mall. If I want to chill, I just chill. Like I don't treat it as any other
Self-care.
day. Yeah, I do whatever. Honestly, I don't see it differently. I really
Okay.
don't care.
OG, what are you doing?
Relationship.
What am I
Treat
doing?
yourself.
That's different.
Yeah, what are
but-
you doing, OG?
Honestly,
You said he goes to
yo,
OnlyFans, bro.
what would OG Mac G do on Valentine's
Man
Day?
has to
bro?
think about it.
First of all,
OnlyFans cries
First of
himself
all,
in OnlyFans,
I might have
bro.
to point out, we might have to put the cameras on this. I brought all these roses for the ladies.
He did. He did. Romantico. He
You
came up
know,
in here with the romantic
OG
things.
Mac G loves the ladies.
He actually
You know
did.
what I'm saying? They call me Wolf Lothario.
It's the
Relax.
thought. I love it.
Relax.
But at the end of the day, fam, I love myself. So I might just, buy myself a new kicks, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Stay by the
at the
Jergens,
end of
he
the
said.
night, I'm cotton. So it doesn't really matter to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's, it is what it is. I love the ladies love me. But I haven't found that one tenderoni to
Yo, honestly, Mike,
take me
who
back
else? Who else?
I think
to those times. You know what I'm saying?
even if you're single, like everybody talks to people, right? Just find your favorite person that you talk to.
Say
Your
your
best
roster.
freak, your best freak,
You
your
said
best
you have a
freak.
roster?
That's
Is that what you're telling me?
That's single and just have an experience so that neither of you miss out.
You're a
If
freaky
you want to
thing.
have sex,
This
you
is
have
a
sex. If
freaky
you
girl,
don't, you
know,
don't.
right here. Freaky
Whatever,
girl.
but you just do something, have an experience, and it's cool. I feel like we put so much pressure on. Oh,
Valentine's.
if you're single, so what? Like, okay.
Well, I
but
wanna know.
there's five
Hold on,
niggas
so wait,
here.
you're
I'll just
taking
pick the
off next
favorite
things,
one,
man?
and I'll spend a day with him.
I want to know because it's a relationship holiday.
It's not.
So I want to know.
It's
That's what
not.
it
It's
was
not.
deemed
It's
that.
who you
But
wanna
it's not.
walk
It was
the
deemed
walk.
that.
It's
But
a
it's
lust
not.
It's for
holiday.
mother. You're saying it's for
Valentine's
single
Day is a
people.
lust day, yo.
No, you can value like
It's for
I've given gifts to
anything.
for homegirls and shit on Valentine's
Yeah,
Day that
just
I've
find
never
just
that I don't want to
chill with
smash
your.
at all.
I'm just gonna.
When
I mean,
you're single,
I'm just saying,
Valentine's
yeah.
Day is a
Just
lust
find your
day.
favorite person, and you spend the day with them. If they're single, they want to spend time
Check
with
your
you.
rosters, ladies. That's what she said.
Lust day.
Same thing with me.
Can I be a
Anybody
starting point guard
else?
though?
Anybody else?
So I looked up ChatGPT as a response.
What ChatGPT say?
So Valentine's Day can be. I asked,
gotta
what do
go
single
into
people do on Valentine's Day? It says Valentine's Day can be a challenging day for those who are single, but there are many
Challenging.
ways to celebrate and enjoy the day. Here are a few suggestions. Number 1 is treat yourself. Number 2 is spend time with friends. Number 3 is volunteer. I ain't working for free. That's wild. Fuck off.
That's it.
Number 4 is pursue a new hobby or interest. Okay. And number 5 is travel.
Nobody wants to go on a trip? They're
Focus on
single?
self-care, emotional well-being, and the rest will follow.
So wait, they want you to travel by yourself?
Whatever. You never been anywhere yourself? You should go. It's fun.
Or the Rastaman, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, well that's it. Anybody else on
Got no one to bog you
single?
down, bro.
Oh, we got one back here. You, yes, you.
I'm not single, but
Oh, you're not single.
But I want to say, I feel like it shouldn't matter whether you're single or not. Valentine's
Yo, why are
Day.
you guys coming for me? It's a
there-
question.
There's people that are in relationships and are still single on Valentine's Day.
Yo, wait,
So,
wait.
like,
Last day, I told you. It's a last day.
really
Last.
matter.
I
Does
just
it
tell him
really
Just last day.
matter?
You might fuck your girl on Valentine's Day,
No,
but
he
you know you had a Valentine's Eve
We were laughing.
with the next
Right.
kid.
Having
So,
a
like,
good
or-
time. You took it
yeah,
too far.
so does it really matter?
That's what happened.
My
Like,
man's the oldest one.
Is
too, bro.
Valentine's Day only for couples?
Bluefish.
Thank you, bro.
Bluefish.
Valentine's Day gonna be hard, bro. I need good time management.
No,
for
we
that
don't.
day.
I'm single, by the way. Okay, poor me.
Hi, boo.
I'm joking. I'm actually happy I'm single. So I'm just loving me,
Big
like
up
you
yourself.
said. OG, big up myself. So
God,
at the end of the day, though, single. Like, what if you're? I just want to spice it up a little bit. What if you're single? You're really just trying to be single, love yourself, and like the person that's trying to pursue you isn't single. Like, has anybody ever been in one of those? Like, and you're like trying to avoid, but like you just can't avoid. It's
You
like,
know what, though?
oh my
It's not your
god,
responsibility.
like, can he be mine?
It's not your
That's a
one thing I will
whole
say.
other topic.
I
right
just want to
there.
know if anybody here is relatable
Yo,
because
can you
it's
repeat your
Valentine's
question?
Day, and it sucks
Yo,
that like
repeat
on
the question,
Valentine's
repeat the
Day.
question.
What's your question
Oh, sorry.
again?
Is it like is anybody here? Like I was just trying to spice it up. I'm saying I'm in this
Spice
situation.
it up. It's all good.
I think you're in the
Sure
situation.
you
But,
have
like,
it.
Have you
I've had a
ever
girl
been
that
in
got
a
fight with her
relationship?
boyfriend
You're
on
not in a
Valentine's Day,
relationship. You're
come to my house
single, right?
after.
And then you meet somebody and they're not single. They're in a relationship, but they tell you they're in a relationship, and like you find out maybe later, a little bit after you kind of like them a little bit
What's
too,
going on?
to
What's
spice
going
it
on?
up.
No, hold on.
Hold on. You already
question
answered your
direct.
question.
Would you
though.
smash? Would you mess with someone that's in a relationship?
No, it's not
Nah.
direct. I'm just saying because you can
No.
meet someone and they're like, oh,
mess with
like
someone
right
in a
off the bat,
relationship?
and they tell you, oh, I have a girlfriend. You're like, okay, no.
Not
I'm
my
saying
responsibility.
you didn't
No,
know.
it's
So
You
wait,
got to
this
know the
never
person a
happened to
little
you?
bit,
Never.
and no, this never happened to me. I'm just spicing it up. You get to meet the person, right? Get to know them a little bit, and then they come out and they're like, yo, they're not single, right? So have you like, is anybody in that type of situation on Valentine's Day? Like, you know, like
So you been a home wrecker?
no.
That's what
I've
you're
had,
saying?
I've
You're
had a
asking
girl.
people if they've been
I've
home
had a
wrecked?
girl. Like I've had a
No,
girl. Like,
not
get a
that
fight
because
with her
men are
boyfriend on Valentine's Day,
sneaky
come to
as
my house.
out here.
What'd you say,
So-
CPU Steve?
I've had a girl get in a fight with her boyfriend on Valentine's Day and come to my house.
That's crazy.
Oh.
It's
I don't
nasty
care.
out
I
here,
was
bro.
single.
Yeah,
Like,
like
it's
I was
not my
just wondering if there's any
responsibility.
situations like that
I
because
don't
you guys are
know,
talking about love, but all these niggas are sneaky.
I love her for 2
All right,
days.
all right. Give it a mic. You get too crazy. Give it a mic. Anybody else? You have one,
No,
brother?
I
This
don't.
is
I
the
was trying
last
to hear
one.
it, and then like it got a lot, but no, I don't have an answer for that. I think,
This is single on Valentine's Day. That's where we are.
I'll
here.
probably just take my girl to the CN Tower.
So you're not single.
No, yo, honestly, it
Sick.
depends on whoever's
The
The
roster.
Yeah,
roster.
whoever I
Yeah,
wanna
top
fuck. No.
roster spot.
yeah.
No,
Guys are
Like,
mad.
Whoever deserves it, we'll probably just go to the CN
Yo,
Tower.
man said whoever deserves it. You guys better work.
Yeah, that.
Are
You work for that
worth
number one
it?
spot.
300 twerks a minute. 300 twerks a minute.
That is
Better work.
crazy.
that's
Anybody
wild.
else?
Yeah.
Single.
Yeah. So this is my first Valentine's Day single for a
Mhm.
minute.
True.
I don't want to spend it with someone. You know, like I feel like even if I have a roster, allegedly, like it doesn't make
Alleged.
sense for me to do that.
Hashtag
Not me
allegedly.
though. But it just, you're putting too much pressure on it. Like I feel like you spend a crazy
yeah.
Valentine's Day together, and now they think they expect that. You know what I mean? Like it becomes too complicated. It's too sticky. There's too
Yeah,
much.
it's
there's
just
too
harder
much-
Oh, it
every
gets
year.
so-
Harder every
There's too
year.
much weight on Valentine's Day. You know?
No, I don't.
You
I
people
feel
need
like
Jesus.
I feel like
for
you just be.
rosters.
I feel like if you're upfront from the beginning, this is just what it is. This is an experience for both of us, and there shouldn't be anything after.
To be fair, I've been very upfront.
All
with
right,
girls in
all right.
general.
That's it. I was trying to get some, some nice
that's on them.
suggestions for the single people at home to do
Honestly,
on
if you're
Valentine's
single,
Day.
Favorite person?
Just go on Tinder in the morning and swipe to
Nah,
your
all
likes
right,
over,
all right.
and
On
then
Road TV,
whatever
that's
you
it for
catch,
us,
you
ladies
catch,
and
keep it
gentlemen.
moving.
That is it for us. On Road TV, on YouTube, everybody in here, thank you for coming. Can we get a clap out right now, please? You guys did very, very, very good. I like the conversation. Please share this with your friends. We are trying to get bigger. You at home as well. Like and subscribe to On Road TV on YouTube. 3 Balaclavas on Instagram. We all have our own shit. Go figure it out.
At OG Mac G.
Thank you guys for coming. That's it for me, bro.
My face is hot, bro.